Nubian Incognito.
Welcome to the Nubian Incognito podcast. Follow us on social media at Nubian Incognito. Use the hashtag Nubian Incognito if you have any responses or questions, or you just want to start a dialogue with other people. Share our playlist as well. Thank you for being here today on the Nubian Incognito podcast, and welcome to the Nubian Incognito family. Okay, so we're in London right now, and we have some lovely guests here today. So we're going to just get right into it. So the first question is, give us a rundown on how you got into acting and hosting here in the UK.
I guess it's for both of us, really. But for acting, I was acting from young. So since I was about primary school.
Okay,
In
wow.
the UK, primary schools.
Like
what age is
elementary
that?
school,
Yeah.
kind of. Okay.
So yes, but really in year 6. So I was like year 11, innit? Right, yeah.
10, 11.
So 10, 11 years old. It was like an after school club thing. So I used to be part of that. I was performing then, continued in secondary school. So I think there was opportunities with after school clubs. So it was all right. It wasn't too bad. But obviously coming from an African background, my dad wasn't too keen on the whole acting as a degree thing. So literally, I'd done it all the way up until college, which was about 18 years of age.
Okay.
Got into drama school. My dad was like,
So you were going to go into drama school full time?
I was going to go, full time.
Do you know? Do you mind sharing the name of it?
Rose Bruford. So
Okay,
it was Rose Bruford Drama School. I actually got into study American theatre arts. Yeah, so it was a mix of acting, and then you have like a year in America, do some stuff over there. Yeah, man. I know, right? But then my dad was like, do you think you're going to be Will Smith? And then we had an argument. But then I think also now that I look back as well, I was also quite scared. Because I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
If I actually go drama school, I have to become an actor.
Were you scared of just the idea of being an actor, or just like putting yourself out there to be an entertainer?
No, do you know what? I've always kind of been an entertainer, like with whatever I do. So like whether it's dancing, acting, or hosting. Okay. So I kind of knew like my face would be out there somehow, some way. I had to be careful, but I think it was more the fact that now I have to become what I said I'm going to be. Yeah. And only growing up, I realised that that also affected me. Because really and truly, as much as my dad said no, I could have still gone.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I genuinely could have still gone, but I thought, no, okay, yeah, you're right, Dad, yeah. Pastor, you're right. Let me go.
Yeah, you always got to
I spoke to the pastor. Pastor was like,
Did he report you, or you just asked the like?
No, do you know what's mad? I asked him to pray for me, like to just guide me while I was in drama school.
Okay.
And somehow he flipped that whole conversation. Was like, it was like, he said, I think you should do something a bit more academic. And then it was like, then it started playing on my mind. Luckily, I'm smart, so I still got into uni and studied marketing and multimedia.
Okay, so you went to school and you did the whole traditional.
Yep.
Okay. So when you went to school, you were still involved in acting?
No.
Oh, okay.
So when I went to uni, I was in my first year, but I didn't really see it as acting. I was just doing like an online comedy skit. Okay. But because I started hosting and presenting at the time with one of my friends, I was kind of going that route. Okay. So the acting was just to kind of help boost that. It boosted my name a little bit. It was just fun for me at the time. Okay. But I didn't really do much acting at all. I started going into presenting and hosting.
Okay, so what about you?
I think I've always been that child. I was always acting. So initially I started off wanting to be an actress. Okay. So I was always at, school plays, like every Christmas it was me. My mum would be like, how? Because my mum used to have to make the outfit, like all the outfits. Oh. So I've always acted, and I used to go stage, I think my 12th birthday, 13th, I started going to some acting
So it's
school.
called State. What is it called?
Stage school, like performing arts.
Okay.
Yeah,
you got like stage college
theatre school,
and a shared.
So you attended the school and got the rest of your
No, not like
education
official school. It was
like a program
2
type
days
of
a
thing.
week. Yeah.
Okay.
So we used to go, and they used to like do loads of things, and I just like, I shouldn't say this, but basically I just stopped going. And Mum was like, why? And I just kept saying, like, I know everything. Like, I know what I'm doing. Like, they don't teach you nothing new. Like, so I just stopped going. But I always done stuff. So when it got to like year 10, where you choose your courses,
paths, okay.
Obviously I was going to do like drama, GCSEs, drama, dance and that. And then my mum was like, oh, everyone can dance. Like, it doesn't mean they can dance well, innit? And then my friend's mum was there and they were like, yeah, you two, you want to do dancing? No dancing. So from that moment, I stopped everything. I started studying like psychology and sciences and just like proper, nice African young good girl subjects. Yeah.
Academic.
So the maddest thing for me is I just stopped it. I think when that got crushed, yes, you hear that, mama? You crushed it. When it got crushed, I think I just realigned my whole thinking.
Yeah.
So nothing happened. I mean, I did a few things, but it just was always like, oh, whatever, do this on Saturday, whatever.
Okay.
Then when I went to uni, they did some fashion show. And because people knew I was kind of confident, they were like, oh, you should try it.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, let's make some friends in first year.
Aww.
So I did it. And I think from then, everyone knew I was confident.
Yeah.
But it was weird for me because I just thought, do your psychology degree and leave. But it's like, within the first month, I gave it away. I gave that.
So did you ever have plans of finishing school and then going back to acting, or the dream was just killed?
It just, stopped.
Oh, wow.
It stopped, yeah. So then I remember my friend was like, oh, we're having an event. Because my friend was the ACS at that time.
So that's African Caribbean Society.
So she was like leading it up. So she was like, oh, look, we're having a show, host it. And I was like, I remember it was like November. But the show was in like January.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, what's hosting? And she was just like, I'll just get on the stage and just sing on, coming up next. I was like, oh, I could do that. Then I never heard nothing about the show until the day before the show in January.
Oh, man.
And this boy calls me and he's like, yeah, so do we have to practice anything? I said, for what? He said, the show. I said, what show? He said, you said you're hosting a show. I had to call my friend. I said, apparently the show's tomorrow. She said, yes. I said, the last time you told me about it was in November. I was petrified, but from that moment, that's when I started hosting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so both of you guys kind of have a similar experience of having like your parents or family not supporting your original dreams.
Yeah.
So how do you think that like this next generation of parents, because I mean essentially everyone in this room can have kids at any day now. So how do you think this next generation of parents can help facilitate people with dreams of being a host or presenter or actor or non-traditional roles, jobs, or futures?
I think it's going to be easy for them now. Because
people like you.
Yeah, because of us.
Yeah.
Like, in general, we've come from a place where we've done what we've had to do, and now we're doing what we want to do.
Yeah.
So I'll give my sisters, for example. So I've got two younger sisters. One's very, they're both very academic, but one's very, very academic as well as creative. Okay. And the other one, she's a mix of academic and creative. Like, she's a bit similar to me, but she's very smart as well. And I was like, do your thing. Yeah. So she wants to be a dentist.
Okay.
But she can sing, she can act, and Yes.
Yes, please.
So it's like, for me, I'm like, yo, do your thing. But me and my brother, we're different.
Creatives.
Do you get it? Yeah, it's like, so my brother used to kick ball for time, then obviously, issues happen, life happens, and then he's kind of gone into like music, and he actually now takes poetry into schools. So he got funded a project to take poetry into primary schools as a curriculum. And me, even though I did the marketing thing, I do remember though, going back to the point, I was like, I always wanted to entertain and act because I was hosting and presenting at the time. And I said, if acting's for me, it will come back. Like, I always said that.
That's so crazy you said that.
Yeah, because why?
Because that's exactly what you say to my friend.
Yeah, I said,
if it's for me, it'll come back.
And then I remember I went to an open audition with one of my friends, and she even told me about it. So we both went for the audition. I've done some fake monologue thing, made it up on the spot. And I just said to myself, I was like, if I get a call back, then I know this is for me, innit?
Okay.
Believe it or not, the same night,
wow,
they've emailed me saying, we would like to invite you for a callback on this extra date. So I'm gassed. Like, I've called my mum, like, yo, hey mum, I got the callback, call my bedroom.
And
I was like, but I said,
that's like your friend.
Friends, yeah, bedroom is friend, yeah, sorry.
No, it's cool. You're putting people on, so.
So, so I've called my friend.
Kickball, you said kickball, that's football,
kickball's
by the way.
Football as well,
Okay.
Soccer, yeah. My brother used to kickball, he used to play soccer. So I've called my friend, but I've gone, have you heard anything yet? She was like, no, not yet. I was like, okay, cool, maybe soon.
Okay.
And she was like, have you? I was like, yeah. They just
Did you feel a little bad?
It was like a little bit, because obviously I was like, yeah, she put me on, and then so I kind of, literally that same, if it'll be for me, it'll be for me. But back to the point of the question, yeah, man, I think I'll be supportive on whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be wealthy. I'm going to be blessed. So it'll be a thing where it's like, yeah, you know, you have to. So it's going to be a thing where it's like, I'll be able to support them to the degree that they can't support themselves. So they need to hustle and do their thing, but I will be there to allow them to kind of be free to choose. Because if I'm honest, as much as I knew I always wanted to do acting, I've been through so much that I double realised I wanted to, well, acting and presenting actually, because I feel like I could do both. I don't feel like there's a lot of people that think you could do both or allow you to do both, but I think I can.
Do you still use your degrey? Like, do you have like a full-time job? I don't know what you guys call it here, but
9 to 5.
Like a 9 to 5.
I don't.
Okay. So my question for you is, as he kind of spoke about parenting and...
Do I have a 9 to 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, but I don't.
Yeah, that's
So
that's
I
not your
work for
degree.
my mum's company.
Okay.
Oh no,
That's not your degree. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, but I feel like I use psychology every day. Like, I feel like it's all about people and the way people move. So I think if you just have a conversation with me, I'm always like digging deeper. Just that's how I am. Just I'm interested in
that's a good
the deepness of things.
Still.
Yeah. So
do you think we should still always have a backup goal or dream the way you guys kind of had in a way?
not if you're doing it for it to be a backup. I love psychology. I would never doubt. I would never change anything. And there was a time where I felt like I missed a lot of opportunities in uni. So I would like just not go lecture and come home. And my dad would be like, what are you doing here? I'd be like, oh, my washing machine broke, so I'm washing clothes. But I would like go like a BBC, or I would go to like loads of these events. So I got to a point where I felt like, oh, this uni is just hindering me. I've got so much stuff to do in London. So I remember when I was revising for like an exam coming up, and I had a show in between it. And I remember like I was like, obviously scheduled like, okay, I'm gonna revise till this time, start getting ready, leave. So the minute I left the show, I drove straight to the library, and it just clicked then. It was like, I don't need to revise to do that. I don't need to rehearse and overthink, and it's not hard. I can just do it. And that's when I felt, okay, you've given university 3 years of your life, no problem. When you graduate, you give yourself 1 year. Give yourself 1 year to push yourself into this creative industry. And if you don't get far, just come back. That was my plan. I was going to come back and get a mastered. Jesus Christ. I'm going to come back and get a master's degree. So then I gave myself a year, and within like 5 months, that's when I landed the big clash.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was paid. So I was like, oh, this means I don't have to go to uni. Yeah, and that was okay. But my parents, I think they were able to kind of support that. Okay. Because they saw me do what I wanted to do. I could do that properly. But I just think it's about putting that same energy into it. Because what I could achieve in 3 years in uni, great. But obviously, I still was learning and like perfecting my craft in that. But I had to give myself a year. But that's hard work. It's mental. You've got to like run ahead of it. You know what I mean? Run through it. And then you can... What am I trying to say? Jesus Christ. You got to run through it, basically. Even though it's a year, it's hard. It's like hard work.
Whatever you do, you have to work hard at it.
So I wouldn't call it a backup plan.
Yeah.
But I just feel like sometimes you can do the thing that leads you to the thing.
Exactly.
So I think you're constantly aiming for that one goal. I don't think anything's backup. I think it's all part of that journey. It's all part of the plan.
I like that.
That's so mad, because I was going to say the exact same thing. Like, although I did marketing and multimedia, it still helps today.
Yeah.
So with media, I make filters, so Snapchat filters.
Okay.
I can make a logo if needs be. But marketing as well, I feel like it's helped me in a way where I know what to say and how to say it. So I just know how to like when to put myself out there, where to put myself out there.
Yeah. I
know what I want to be perceived as, or want to be as. You get my branding. So I mean, as much as
so important,
and I think that it's important. So as much as I could have gone drama school and I could have been like, higher in this acting mode or in this presenting mode that I want to be, I feel like it's all literally what you said, it's just merged. So it's kind of led me to the thing. I guess if I didn't go uni, I wouldn't have started hosting, well, I was always hosting and presenting, meeting some key people. So I never had that issue of being in uni, and I think I just always deeped, I don't want to be here.
Really?
But because I was presenting and hosting, I was just having fun when I was in uni.
Okay.
So it was like all my events would be after lectures.
Okay.
So I could hit up an event, host it, bounce.
Yeah, see that.
Whereas like I weren't learning lines that was hindering, because I blanked acting from my mind while I was in uni, kind of thing.
How did you do that? Yeah.
It's just
Blanking it out.
When I say blank it out, I mean in terms of like, you know when you want to do something so much, you just try not to think about it. So I feel like, because every time I thought about it, I would just get annoyed.
Yeah.
So it was just better if I just blanked it out, just did what I needed to do while I was there, really. But yeah, I had it's so weird because I feel like I was locked off everyone. Like, when I think back to it, all my college friends, I was like, nah, they're dead to me. I was the only one that got into drama school straight after college.
Okay.
And like, I felt like there was secretly a couple haters.
Okay.
Still doing something I love, I guess. I guess in turn, I was acting on stage while presenting and hosting because I was just being that personality.
Okay. So with like acting, hosting here in the UK, I feel like from my perspective, this is just I just feel like Black people globally are just getting more and more platforms, especially those in the diaspora, such as here in the United States. So do you feel like that has also contributed to your success as well, just getting more opportunities because you are Black, or is it just because you're just in the UK, or is it anything, I guess, background related to how successful you are? Or is there a niche for you guys here?
I'm going to go for no.
Okay.
Only because I feel like we're creating spaces now. I think there's a lot of platforms and opportunities coming up from people, just people. There's so much more. Before, where YouTube wasn't a thing, or podcasting wasn't a thing, and it was okay, in the music industry, if you're gonna make it, you have to go via the labels and this and this and this. But now people are doing independent. People are making paths for themselves. So I don't think there's anything that's oh, help me up, I'm Black, yippee, you can come. I don't think there's anything here. But I just think our community is just really, really small.
Okay.
And
do you feel like it's diverse? The entertainment industry, I guess you would call it, here in the UK, is it diverse?
Or in the UK.
So it's kind of niche then, in a way.
But I feel like if, in terms of what Whitney's saying, it's like when you, because that's what I mean. So now, because I am Black and because I'm all for the whole Black people, I'm just watching a lot more Black things.
Stuff.
But then again, that's why it's hard to say if it's niche or not, because around globally, it's very, very whitewashed.
Yeah.
Very, very whitewashed. I guess, I don't know, I wouldn't say opportunities, but now TV are realising they need the token, I think, personally. So we have a show called The Big Nasty Show. It's just a show. Yeah, you know that show? And I feel like that was one of the first kind of Black prime time, not
Black
TV shows, Black.
Who was supporting
not
Black?
filtered,
Black.
He's from South London.
I know in America, Backchat was where most people were like, okay, they legit have opinions and not that we didn't know, but some people literally didn't know. That.
So when they started watching Backchat, they realized that Black people have a voice. That's crazy.
Social media.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I know when I came to London back in 2010, and I was telling my friends, I have family in London. They were like, what? Black people live there?
Jesus.
Or they would think it was more so Naomi Campbell type of Black people here. But the Black people here legit y'all have a culture, slang, everything.
That's crazy.
That's mad.
That is crazy.
But yeah, in terms of the whole niche thing, it's literally what we said. We're creating our own niche.
Yeah.
And that's why you're probably seeing it a lot more, because we're pushing our own people, pushing our own things.
And it's small, it's so.
And
it is small, yeah.
So there's a really, probably one of the top 2, I would say, podcasts in the UK. It's recorded in this studio. He's the one that. It's his studio.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And we're looking to do a podcast, and now we know this is here and it's his. It's we've got to support somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think everything just happens like that, and everything's just built up. I think we're all coming from a generation pretty much where our parents were like, hey, go to school, get a degree, get a good job. Do what you have to do. Yeah. So when you're seeing another creative trying to do their thing, my God, I know his struggle. I know exactly what he's probably had to come up against, because I went through the same thing with my parents. You know what I mean? So I think it's just so much easier to support because we recognise, we've got to make it, and we're opening doors, we're building buildings that have never been there before. You know what I mean? So
I'm excited for millennials and our kids, for real, because because this generation is the first generation that can heal from all the things Black people have gone through.
That's so true.
And we also have the choice to do kind of what we want in in a way.
That's true.
I mean, even like in America, like 100 years ago next year, women weren't even able to vote.
That's
like
crazy.
less than 70 people weren't even able to get married. You know, like we have rights. People are recognizing what we're going through.
Yeah.
We don't have to go to medical school to make it. As we were told when we were younger, we can be actors, actresses, podcasters, YouTubers, and we can profit from it, and our family will be okay. So we can support our kids with their honest dreams. Because the same way you guys were speaking of your background, same thing with me. When I was younger, I wanted to be a chef. Like I told my mom, like I want to be on Food Network. Like that's our like cooking channel. I was like, I want to be like the first Black person on there. She was like, no. So she didn't allow me to cook in the house anymore. Yeah, she was like, no, because she felt like I was doing it too much. Then like I was like, okay, I'll be a painter.
Gosh.
Took all my paint. Then I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a DJ.
Where's your mama? Let me speak to her.
I was in middle school, like I want to be a DJ. Like I started out, and she was not having it. But now that I'm older, like it's just like I have to, like you say, you have to work hard at it just so you can. I mean, granted, my kids, I wouldn't put the pressure on them to feel pressured to, you know, do the most, because that also has an effect on your mental health.
Yeah,
Which is why I feel like a lot of these young celebrities or actors, like they go through a lot because it's a lot of pressure. But at least us, why I'm excited for our generation is we have the options, and then we have people like you, so people can see, okay, where this person made it, and they came from where I came from, so it's okay. Like, so that's why I'm excited for our generation per se. Cool. Any last words on that?
I mean, it could be scary for our generation as well, though.
Boy. I'm scared.
It's like...
Because I feel like, how do you get that balance?
That balance, yeah.
Because when our parents were doing it, it wasn't because they actually thought, like, I'm sure my mum knew I could do it, but when she was saying, don't do it, it wasn't because she thought I could do it, but she doesn't want me to. It's she genuinely believed, look, you can't do that. Don't do that. You know what I mean? So I feel like when we've got the opportunities, I feel like how easy will it to be? My God, don't go carnival, but I'm tired, man. How easy will it be for us to get that grounded when they've seen us take a leap of faith? You can't tell them, no, don't jump. But then you also can't make them so free, like, oh yeah, do what you want. I want to be a DJ today or a painter tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? How do you keep that?
I would say one thing I would think is those opportunities from young. Like when I see like our counterparts, like they can try an acting program. If they don't like it, it's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Or like they can go to maybe a summer at some school to learn how to become a singer. Like if we do have the financial resources and resources in general, our kids can at least try.
Yeah,
you know?
it's true.
It doesn't have to be like a struggle type of thing for that to happen. Even with sports, like you see a lot of, I don't know too much about football here, but I know in sports in America, like a lot of the big athletes, they come from really poor backgrounds, and a lot of them didn't even have the resources to go to some elite program that you know has insurance and all this stuff so they can practice. They just had to do it in the street or through school.
Because they had that, like everything's against them, so sometimes it's so much easier to get that momentum to fight. Do you know what I mean?
Because you want it more.
That's true.
Yeah, because and then another thing I was going to say, I think schooling's really important.
Yeah.
Because I had this conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and it's weird because he grew up in like Netherlands, but their schooling system is very similar to the US.
Okay.
Whereas in the UK, and I think it's interesting because in the US, you guys learn up until you're 18.
Yeah, so around the age you finish high school, you should be at least 17, 18 years old.
And then from there, you're meant to go into work, right?
No, you can go to college or university, but that's if you so choose. Legally, you have to be in school till like 16 or 14, depending where you live.
And from then till then, you study basic subjects, right? So you probably have been studying like law up until, or no, maybe not law, but
no. So I didn't study any type of law classes until college.
Okay,
yeah.
And what did you have to do that?
I had to for my major, but most majors have like they have media law, business law, medical law. So you take some type of course just so you'll be informed about law in general.
See, so it was interesting because we realised, we came to this discussion and it was like, where he studied, he had to learn certain degrees up until he was 18. Whereas for us, we learn maths, English and science, you have to learn all the way up until you're 16. Yeah. Until you're 16. And then from 16, you kind of go to college where you can do anything you want.
Okay. And
anything.
trade schools as well? Or do they have a lot of trade schools here for people to learn specific, like if you want to be a mechanic or you want to like
So like,
kind of,
yeah,
like a
so
trade,
we'd call that,
okay.
yeah, so we'd call that like an apprenticeship.
okay.
Well, I know them as apprenticeship, so I'm guessing there probably are those courses directly for that. But that would be college. So if
Okay.
you wanted to go into engineering, from
Or like
16
BT or
or at
something.
BT,
Okay.
you would go to college for that and learn that specific.
Is that funded by the government
Trade.
here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Does college have like wider subject range,
Yeah.
basically?
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Like
if you do,
sixth form, you go like if your school has a sixth form, you just have like basic subjects really.
yeah, well,
Not like
yeah,
that
yeah,
technical. You
not
couldn't do
that
like
technical, but
beauty or like
Oh, yeah, you
mechanic.
couldn't do-
in
yeah,
school.
okay, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
In sixth forms, so yes, it's a bit
Sixth form,
different.
it sounds like sixth grade. Well, how old are you in sixth form?
18 to
Okay,
To 21.
sorry.
Yeah, so sixth forms,
no,
Sixth form is
16 to
16 to
18.
18.
the 18 years
Okay.
college. So it's the same as college here.
Okay.
So sixth form is basically an extension of school. So
Okay.
within the same school,
Okay.
that kind of basis. Whereas
Still in
college
school, yeah.
is separate from school.
Okay.
But it's
okay.
still the
So you
same.
graduate from sixth form.
No. I mean, you graduate, but not with like a cap and gown.
Oh, okay.
won't
Okay. It's
graduate.
finished. It's just
You just
end.
finish.
Yeah, it just
Yeah, it
ends.
just ends.
Move
But
on.
then university now
Graduate.
is where the 3 years come in for that one specific subject or two
Okay.
subjects.
that you know in depth.
That you know, exactly. When
Okay.
you major, you know in depth, you learn probably what you're gonna become when you finish university.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when
Well,
you
I
get the cap
think
and
now
gown.
that we're on the topic of university, as we were speaking before about like this generation, the one after us, I do think that being educated in general is important. So I would definitely say for like, as we were talking about like this next generation of individuals who do want to do non-traditional jobs, I do think that college or university still should be in the picture, just because whatever you decide to do, you should be educated on it. Because if you see some entertainers, they're really talented, but some of them are not educated enough to even manage their own brands, manage themselves, and then they end up being one-hit wonders or different types of things. That's just my personal opinion.
No, I agree, but I don't think it's university. I think you can still be educated in something,
Yeah,
but it might
facts.
not be going to university. If I could gain everything I've got without going to uni, I would have done it.
Okay.
I think university is a whole experience. I think
Yeah,
it's not
it's
just the
everything.
education.
Yeah.
It's not just the
I've
education,
met
yeah.
some tremendous people in uni. Like, not even just my uni, but uni as a whole.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Yeah, because that's true, man.
I've met
Because I
people in
swear down,
uni.
even it's like being in uni. It's meeting people. It's the whole experience. But
everything.
I've learned a hell of a lot from reading books and just from being like
in situations as well.
to some degree. With going through life, I feel like I've studied psychology.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I get that.
Basically,
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, you just
psychology, sociology.
it's like you end up
literally,
just naturally, like, especially like when you have certain conversations with certain people, like with Whitney or with JD, it's like you go deeper and then you realize more things and then you think about more things and then you read a book and then this coincides and it's like, I've learned this about how this person deals with that, so now I know how to approach that person and all that. And it's like,
Is that
I didn't
kind of
teach me that in
street
uni.
smart? Is that what you would consider street smart?
won't
Or
put
just
that
life?
street smart, you know.
Life
You know, you say
university?
school in life like that. Like life is a
Yeah,
school.
life, yeah.
And I just think I agree with being educated. That's important to an extent.
Yeah.
Because I still feel like if you just have the attitude to learn in everything, you're able to look at a situation and take something from it. I think that's the only attitude you need.
Now, being educated is definitely important, but academics
It's different.
is
yeah.
different. Like, that's a whole different ballgame.
Okay, so we're going to kind of switch gears a little bit and we're going to talk about traveling.
Okay.
So, outside of London, where would you live and why? I guess England.
Wait, outside
since-
England or outside
England.
Yeah,
UK, right?
outside the UK?
UK.
Yeah, it would be Switzerland.
Yeah.
It would be Switzerland because they're tax free in terms of the education wise and bring up their kids. Like it's free until even university.
18 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Switzerland.
Crazy.
Yeah,
We're
so
gonna put
but
that
even
on the
Germany
list.
as well, they've even added the fact that you can go to uni for free, even if you're abroad or whatever. You literally, so I think that would be a terrific place. And I think it's not that far from like certain parts in the whole of Europe, and obviously it's easy to access other countries.
Yeah, you guys can literally
So,
go
yeah.
to other countries in less time that it would take me to get to another state. Like that's,
That's crazy.
cool.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What about you?
I have no idea. I don't think I've ever considered living abroad, like literally
Really?
not packing up my. I'm like too close to my family. I'm like,
Okay.
let's all live on the same road kind of thing. But I think if I would, I might live like 6 months on, 6 months off. I think I'll move somewhere in Africa.
Wow.
And build or something. You know,
Any countries?
But yeah. No, Ghana's nice. Obviously, I'm from Congo and Zimbabwe.
Okay.
So maybe one of them. But you know what? I just feel like Africa's Africa. And I feel like if you're doing your part in any country, you're helping. So I think
But you know what, with
part in
Africa, I feel like if you have no agenda there, it's harder. I think you have a
you have to have a purpose.
Yeah, I don't think you can just
Especially if you've already lived in the
Like,
diaspora, like you have
People
to, you know.
realizing this now, like we're taking everything from here, like learning everything from here, and literally going back to Africa and literally building that same thing. Because there's a lot there that can be built and literally to be taught to the people there.
I think if anything is the reversal of the brain drain, and the brain drain is basically our parents leaving Africa to come abroad and succeed, and then they kind of left the continent with a lot of people who could have used them to build themselves, or they just kind of left the continent, all the talent, not all the talent, because there's definitely talented people in Africa, but a lot of us left, and we kind of just left our continent the way it is. So our generation having the ability to go back or even help in any kind of way, definitely will make a purpose as far as people trying to move back. So
for me, so it's weird because I never used to think about it. I think, London. The only other place I thought about was America.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
But I was thinking, when I said America, I was always thinking LA, Hollywood, have my big apartment thing, penthouse.
Chick-fil-A.
And that was a lot because of acting.
Okay. Yeah,
so I was always my train of thought. Certain people took power, and I was just like, who really wants to live in America anymore?
What made you come to that
really
realization?
nice.
Like, who wants to live in America anymore?
Because like the presidency, then I thought about NHS. NHS is the National Health Service in the UK, which is free.
Yeah.
Well, it's taken out of our taxes, innit? So we don't see it.
No, but we have taxes that are taken out of,
and you still have to pay tax. You still have to pay health insurance. So cool, which is in turn, I mean, if I can have national NHS and private, I could do it. For you guys, it's a bit different. So then, I've actually been to Switzerland. And I've been in Belgium, and I was like, Switzerland was like one of my favourite holidays ever.
Wow.
Purely because, at the time, obviously, it was a whole family holiday. It's clean. The air is just sweet. It's clean. Like, that place is clean.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to like imagine this.
Nah, so, like, it's just so clean.
Wait, what's the weather like in Switzerland?
It's mixed, so it's like, it's just,
if you get cold, you get cold.
Yeah, you can get really cold, or you get really hot, you get hot. Yeah.
Like, there's
And then I remember we went up to the Alps, and I was just like, yo, this is beautiful. Like, that was probably like one of my out of UK experiences with nature, and I was like, wow, I could get used to this. It's just a nice country, and including all the other things like taxes, their national living wage is like, let's say, I think £12 an hour, or stuff makes sense then. It makes sense there in that essence, and it's just really nice. It's a nice city because everyone respects it. Similar to Dubai, but I don't think I would live in Dubai because
where?
Dubai.
But you know what's crazy?
That's a rich town.
It is, but there it's really in certain areas it's really clean.
Apparently,
certain areas it's really clean. But then in certain places it's like, bro, what happened here? What's going on there?
Like gentrification, or that's just how it's set up?
Yeah, no, gentrification.
Do you know
Dubai's a man-made city, really.
It's still developing. Like 10 years ago, it used to be. It was still a desert.
Yeah. So I went in 2013 or 20, and I can promise you, some of the buildings that are there now was not there when I went.
Yeah.
I went on some $1 boat thing. I thought that boat was going to break halfway.
No.
I was like, no. But I couldn't do Dubai because, for a few reasons.
Politics.
Yeah. But aside from Switzerland, I would love to go back to Nigeria. Or Ghana. My mom says Ghana's really nice.
It is.
Yeah, she says it's really nice. But I would like to go one of them with just to know what I'm going to do, but probably to help others, not to help myself. I wouldn't go there to try to find work.
And the thing with Africa
I'll
is
go there to make work.
Yeah.
If you're like, you don't
Exactly
have to have a lot to be rich. And if you're rich, you can live
Yeah,
a life.
Yeah. It's normal to have house help there. Like, you have people 20 years old, 21, 22 with house help.
Happy to help.
Listen,
Happy to help.
When we went to Ghana,
I need a spirit
I
like
hate
that.
that though. When they call me Sir and say,
A spirit to
Master,
serve. That's what I need.
just don't say that, man. My
Name is Sid.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Like, it's crazy. I remember being like, 16 going there.
Living like a king.
And here one big man saying, oh, what can I do for you, sir?
When
Coming to the window asking me.
Yeah, he'll get it. I'm like, what do you mean he'll get it? Yeah, he doesn't mind. I'm like,
I sometimes like I'm loving it, but then I feel bad.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm like I don't even know how to explain it. Like I'm contributing to exploiting them in a way,
At the end
but
of the
it's
day,
the
they're getting
culture.
paid. And they're getting paid.
Exactly.
Bro, money pays them good and they got somewhere to stay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's
degree
what
it's
part
like-
of it is, because everyone's trying to fit someone into something. Like when I went to the Ghana airport, they were paying someone to put people's money into the ATM. Like
Huh? No, that was too much.
you what, mate?
yeah, like to either get the ATM or like it's at the airport to get like a ticket for parking. And I thought he was gonna like help us figure out where it was. Literally, he's just there to just help you put it in there. And my uncle who was with me was like, yeah, they literally just make jobs for people.
I was gonna say they can make you have a job for anything.
Everything.
Remember when I went to Ghana? I remember they put it's not that mad, but they put petrol in your car for you.
Yeah, that's a
And I
nice
was like, so
one.
mad. He was like, no, because I didn't trust you. That's why they did it. But I'm like, wow, this is amazing.
In Nigeria, it's a mix. It's either you pay them, they'll go and fill up the tank and then fill it out for you. Normal.
So-
Give them money, then you go home. But sometimes, if you want to fill your own petrol, you'll be in the queue for an hour. That's when I realized, nah.
Okay, so where are 2 places that you want to visit next that you haven't been to already?
Oof.
What, in general?
In general.
That was a hard one, you know.
Oh, that means you guys are real travelers then.
No, it's not even like that, but do you know, I've never been damn.
Okay, Amsterdam.
I've never been to Amsterdam.
I love Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And everyone
it's
keeps saying
beautiful.
that. And I've just never been
man.
because, aside from
I feel like twice a
smoking,
year.
it's just like, I've just never had a reason to go.
Yeah. But don't let people do that because I don't smoke.
Yeah, I
Every
don't.
time
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I knew that I already knew those things to do for non-smokers.
Yeah, but
So I
everyone's
was
like,
just
you don't smoke. Then you go to Dam. You're like, yes, it's
Yeah.
actually a whole city. Everyone,
They have more to offer.
That's definitely one. The other one, I mean, I've got a few countries I want to go to, like in terms of like, in life.
Okay.
Another definite I want to go is Bali,
Bali.
Singapore.
Do you feel like Instagram is contributing to why you'd want to go to Bali?
You know what? I'll be
Yeah,
real? Yes.
yes. You know what I've always wanted to go without no social media though? Maldives. Or Maldives. Like from early
Okay.
and St. Lucia. Oh no, I could go for years.
I think for
I've got a
me,
list on my phone actually.
I'm gonna go for. I definitely want to go Southern Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've never even been.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm from Southern Africa, but I think.
Have you been back?
Never. Everyone says back, guys.
Well,
I wasn't born
have you
there.
been?
I've had this all my life. Well, you haven't been back home. Back home. I live in Aradil, mate. What I was gonna say, yeah. So like Zimbabwe, South Africa, like a southern country, and Hawaii. I watched one episode of My Wife and Kids, and they had that family trip to Hawaii.
Oh, yeah, I
and
remember
ever
that one.
since then, I'm like, I need to go there. So Hawaii for me.
Okay.
I think for me, one of them is Brazil. Even though there's like a lot of negative, there's a lot of negative things about Brazil. It's about stealing gold, the favelas, etc., etc. But I've just heard it's a beautiful city, well, Rio de Janeiro anyway.
Okay.
I wouldn't even mind going towards like those crazy areas, but heavy security, definitely. That's one country.
Okay.
Madagascar.
Sorry.
Wow, that's random.
Like,
Wow.
I've heard that place is magical. Like,
Okay. It's an island.
yeah, it's literally an island off Africa.
Africa.
Yeah.
Like, so that will definitely be.
Yeah, that'll be a shout still.
I want everything to do.
Like, I just heard the water there as well. Different.
Clear.
Different.
Okay.
That's what I heard about Maldives still.
Yeah, it's different. Like clear. You can literally
Oh,
see the
there,
fish swimming. Like,
You can actually pick up
Friends together, it's my
salt.
birthday, bro.
yeah, exactly. Apparently, you can literally pick up salt.
Wow.
Yeah.
In
Literally pick-
Madagascar?
Yeah, the water. You pick up the salt.
Yeah, but
That
I've got a
clear.
list now, but
Okay, so just to kind of like go into the next topic, we're going to talk about, I'm going to start with a question. So, what would your ideal honeymoon be like?
I need to find a girlfriend first.
A wife.
No, I mean, like, I need to find a girlfriend first, innit? You can't do that.
Or boyfriend.
If you marry me now.
Just annoying.
No.
I'll let you lot answer that first.
I would say Hawaii,
Okay.
but I think I want to go somewhere that I can explore.
Okay.
I don't want to just kind of sit and go, oh, it's so nice, babe, innit? I want to be able to like
Do stuff.
yeah. So hopefully like a country like or two countries that we can like travel from
Okay.
and just explore really. Yeah. So I'm not fussy anymore. Before it was like Hawaii, but it's just all the same thing and it's just hot. You just sit on the beach, you get a tan, you go home. So I just want something, or like me, I hide from the sun because but yeah, so I think just somewhere I can explore, a country that's got loads of things to do.
Okay. What about you?
I want to be able to chill on the beach one day, and then I want to be able to like go on an adventure
next day,
another day. So right now in my head I've got Singapore, and I want the top floor of the W in Singapore. That's what I want.
So as long as water is involved somehow, you guys.
I love a good view.
Water, beach,
I
and
love a
something.
hike.
Yeah, high view. I know. Do you know about the W in Singapore?
No.
Has anyone watched Crazy Rich Asians?
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah, so you know the hotel where they're at the top and they got
was actually
it's the
the
W.
movie.
Yeah,
That
bro.
film's amazing, by the way.
I started
Crazy Rich
watching on the
Asians.
plane and fell asleep.
Yo, you better finish it
It's
when you
so
should.
good.
I heard everyone
actually
talk
really
about it. I'm gonna finish.
Do you know what I
Really
loved
dope.
about
like,
it?
I've proper that whole culture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
love
love
the
it.
fact that
It teaches you so much.
yeah, like you just never knew
Teaches so
about.
much.
It's like, you know, with like black people, there's things that happen in our culture that we just all know.
Yeah.
But and like some people just never understand, and that's
Yeah,
exactly how
like,
it was. It's like I never knew this is how it was for them. You know, that's their experience.
Yeah.
Rich Asians. Okay.
No,
It's
so
good.
dope. I
No, let's
really
watch it
enjoyed the
tonight.
film. Yeah, I'm gonna watch.
watch it,
I'll just when you're watching it, I'll watch
Just
it.
message.
I actually really enjoyed that film,
Finish on
man.
0 point.
And they gave me better inspiration because they were rich.
Boy,
Yo,
different
No, I
rich.
can tell from the beginning.
rich.
Like I just remember they were inside
the
of some
family, the
hotel.
hotel.
Yeah.
Then they found out that they had bought the hotel. I was like, yeah.
Oh, that was
Yeah, that's a one up right there.
Can we use the phone? And then you can go outside. Okay. Well, that's
That's a one up.
came back on
telling
the,
you.
and it was so they were like, yeah. Anyway, gonna watch that tonight.
Humble yourself,
Need
innit?
that re-inspiration and that.
Since we're here, can I say another film that's really good?
Yeah.
Collateral Beauty. Have you seen that?
Do you know what? Yeah, I don't. Is it
Sorry?
sweet? Yeah.
You haven't watched
No,
it?
I watched it. Yeah, but you know, like, because I was really tired while watching it, I was like,
Please, no, that film.
Yeah.
but I heard it's proper deep, like with
amazing.
the death, the past and future and present and all that stuff. Time, yeah,
Time, death, and
Love.
That's the
Oh
one.
no, it's.
It looks
as an
good. It
actor-
looks good.
Excuse me, I'm even disappointed.
That's why I was shocked because I was trying to watch it, but I was just really tired that day. I was really drained, so I
Please,
said
watch
that I
it.
need to
Don't
watch
watch-
it when I'm awake.
Don't watch Thingy tonight. Watch that. Oh, when I think of that film, I could. Amazing.
Yeah,
them
Collateral Beauty.
them
it's on Netflix.
monologues. Sweet.
Yeah, I heard some of them were mad. still.
Monologues. Like,
Anything
I
to do
think
with
of
Will Smith,
even
I'm hearing it anyway.
Is it?
even the love one, the love and the time one. Those two particularly.
And you know what, they're
Yo.
all concepts that we don't really
Take in.
understand. So the fact that they embody these concepts, I'm like
As
loving
humans,
every
yeah.
minute of it.
There was something he said in the beginning about time, and I was just like, oh, mind blown. Like, it was when he was describing it, like 3 years old, 3 years, anyway. Yeah, that's the film.
Okay, so then the next question is going to be, I guess, like, in short, I know you're not there yet or whatever, but what would be your ideal wedding or what's, like,
This is crazy.
the setting?
It's crazy that you actually asked that.
We just went to the wedding. We went to the wedding. Yeah, we went to the wedding the other day.
That's not what inspired me to ask this question.
Okay.
Because I went to my first UK wedding and I was like, nah, I want to know what goes on here.
Oh yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, I'm sort of planning one, so
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You know what not to say.
what would I say? Ideal wedding. It just has to be clean cut, like with structure.
Structure.
'cause I
That
thought-
means no rubbish type of organizing.
Yeah, like I've been to so many weddings where there's like,
Are they African weddings or just weddings in general?
Just
That's
that
weddings
one
in general.
auntie that thinks she runs the wedding.
whole
I
wedding,
literally can't
yeah.
breathe.
yeah, like obviously I went to, I went to a wedding, and organisation of it was okay, but like, you
Things
know,
could have
with like event planners, yeah, you're meant to have structure throughout from the beginning to the end, and I just feel like it was just a bit, and you're still bothering the bride and the groom. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like-
When you're doing that, if the bride and groom's not bothering you and you're bothering them, that's the issue.
That's the
Big
issue.
problem.
That's a very key issue. So when it comes to like an event or a wedding plan, I should say, that person has to be on job from the beginning to the very end. They know what they're doing. They're giving you the plan. They kind of, you give them like an idea of what you want, and they're able to like finalize and finish what you have envisioned. sort of thing.
Don't think
Yeah,
of
but
that
you know
at
what?
all.
I feel like a wedding.
What do you think of?
Yeah, I think just a wedding is just another event.
Yeah.
I think a wedding is a party, and we're all here to celebrate.
Celebrate, yeah.
And everyone should enjoy themselves. No one should take it upon themselves to start stressing about something that does not matter. I just feel like it's one day of your life, and I just, in my opinion, I just think
But
it's
aside from that, it's a very special day of your life. It's not just one day.
And emotions are heightened.
And
Emotions
for me,
are very, very heightened.
do you know what? I think it's weird because I started having this whole theory recently. So before I thought my wedding, I've always wanted my wedding in London, like in UK at home. Then I think we had a conversation in America, and I actually started thinking about a destination wedding. Because I was thinking, oh no, but obviously, like, yeah, if I'm rich, I could pay for this person. That. But then I realized,
thinking that too.
But then I realized, like, if everything is set properly and you give people at least 9 to 6 months notice, people that love and care about you will be at your
will be
wedding.
there.
They're gonna
And if
make.
they can't, we'll figure it
Do you
out.
get it? Like,
They come to the engagement at the house.
do you know, exactly. And that's what I said. So I said, if it's a thing where I know too many people, I'll run an engagement party,
Local,
and everyone can come through, and then the destination wedding will happen for like family, friends, and like
something
like
small.
something small,
That's all I
but
want.
really nice. So and if you give everyone, so I'm still stuck. Obviously, that's just me thinking, innit?
Yeah.
I guess the girl that I'm going to be with has her own
has a
input
say as
too,
well.
so it will kind of like coincide and we'll be like.
I had the same
what do
theory
you
for
want?
mine, and then some of my friends were like, "Oh, that's selfish because people have to find someone to take care of their kids." But if I give you like a 9 month in advance, first of all, I don't want your kids to be here.
Firstly, you leave them at home.
So please,
Yeah, that's my plan.
I
want a
agree.
destination wedding. I want a big traditional for the families, like all the cousins and uncles that you've never
that you
seen.
never see.
That's for
Everything
them.
for the family, for
Yeah.
mum and dad's, like
Doing amazing.
boom.
Then destination. For me, I just don't want my wedding to be stress for anyone. I don't want no one to have to.
No, but it's stress. It has to be stressful. Not even stress,
you're
It has to
but
be stress for one person.
If you're
no, it
paying,
doesn't have to be stress. Yeah, but
but
wedding
yeah.
planner just needs to do their job,
and that can be stressful because this is what
and
you
it can't be
do.
stressful because it's what you do exactly. Yeah, so I guess no stress.
Yeah, so for me, I just want to be able to just sit there and look at everyone and just see everyone just enjoying and having a good time. Like, so to me, it's all like when I think of my wedding, I just think of the vibe, the environment. I can't tell you colours, I can't tell you nothing, but I can just tell
all that. I can't
everyone's
think of,
gonna just. I just want it to be-
Sellers,
yeah.
real fun. And I just know that everyone, like, that clean cut, like where like man just in the suits, fitted,
Arrived.
and then and then the trim. Sharp,
Game
even
over.
died.
My whole uncle now, my uncle literally died his love.
The whole thing,
whole thing.
I'm gonna
Good
do
as
that.
well.
for a wedding.
Is it?
For his wedding, yeah. Wow.
That's Congolese, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, they painted his face before it. No. Even us, yeah, as our uncle, were like, nah, they took it too far. Jet black as well.
But I'm
like.
talking, like I really I just perceive it as very, very, very fun. Yeah, very, very like clean. Like the visuals, Marv Brown or whoever's gonna film it.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, you can actually cut that because I don't know if you're gonna do it. I mean, there might be someone there, bunks. About that too. You know what I mean? Anyone, but yeah. What about you?
Me, okay, like you said, I want a destination wedding. That's that's what's on my heart to have.
You know what?
and I
let's
would
cut it
probably
off.
do.
Why is it with Americans, you lot are so big on destination weddings? I think that's
Is it?
Like, I
I feel like
yeah.
a lot of my friends don't think like that. But
Like all my cousins in America, they all want destination weddings.
you know what? I think in like a broad perspective, just Americans in general are traveling more. Like in the
Okay.
1990s, less than 20% of Americans even had a active passport. Yeah, and even now it's 1 out of 3.
Yeah, I heard about that. Like, 'cause
Yeah,
then when
I've had trips planned and paid for, and my friends couldn't come because they forgot that they didn't even
have
have.
a passport. Because all you guys need is a license to go to another state,
Yeah,
right?
and the thing
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
the thing is, America being so big,
Oh,
some
yeah.
people don't even make it to states they want to go
Yeah.
to, and just the way America is structured from history of having this American pride, which a lot of people are starting to realize is just. It's not even a.
Real,
I don't want to say a real thing, but a lot of minorities are realizing it's not even that serious because they have another home anyways that they should be proud of. So and then they want to experience other cultures, so they are taking the opportunity of having a wedding in another place. Because why not? You're already going to spend a lot of money on it in general. People spend thousands of dollars on their wedding in America. So I would want to have a destination wedding that's small. I've never ever wanted to have a big wedding. Like I like being out, but I'm also like a very reserved person, and I can't handle having too many people in my face on my wedding day, especially if I don't know them like that. Like I know, like typically me being Ghanaian, I've even my sister's wedding she didn't know too many people there because she grew up in Ghana, but she had her wedding in America. So it was mostly like my mom's friends and like stuff like that. And people do that, especially Africans. They'll have weddings and they don't know everyone there, or people will just show up. And I feel like if I'm getting married, that day is very special to me and the people who care about me. So I would want people who love me and care about me there. I wouldn't just want it to be like an open festival. Because that's how some African weddings are. It's just huge.
True,
you can't even tell the location like, oh, I want this amount of seats, because it's just open. But I feel like our generation is doing more organized stuff. Because even back when my sister was getting married, people were insulted that she was telling them to RSVP. Because it's like, oh, who do you think you are to tell us to RSVP? Yeah, this is like...
I thought that's
it was like 6 years ago. Yeah, I'm serious.
But even Thingy's wedding on Saturday, first ever African wedding I've ever been to that had table settings.
Yeah,
would never have I. Because you never have I.
I can't I've hosted a lot of weddings.
An African traditional.
Oh no, okay, no, but remember they mixed theirs, so that's why.
He said it's a traditional though.
Yeah, but they're not gonna have white.
But it's not. That's not white wedding.
You're talking about the reception.
But the reception was a white wedding reception. Do you get it?
A lot of Africans are doing that. So they have the traditional ceremony.
Yes, and then the reception is like as you would in the white.
Okay, so what makes that different then?
Because some people you have the RSVP for the actual wedding ceremony, which is either like a church with a white dress.
Yeah, so like my cousin, she's getting married. She's having her trad in September, but that's just
traditional.
Trad traditional. So with her traditional, it's literally family come. Finally see you sit there. It's not even finally see you sit there. It's people, groom side, your whole that side, bride's family that side.
I'm legit.
So all the tables will be like, depending on the way the setting is, tables are there. There's no, it's first come first serve in traditional.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
In my weddings, you know you have it right. That's invite only. So anyone can come to the ceremony per se because it's in a church. I mean, not really, but in that essence. But in the reception now, it has to be seated. Because
okay, so what I want to ask you is the traditional
we went
party
to the other day, yeah,
and a white wedding reception. What is the difference between them?
I don't think there's really a difference.
There's not really a difference. Okay, that's fine.
I think the difference is because they otherwise wouldn't have a traditional.
I think it's the order of it, like the entrance, the this.
Yeah. So if it wasn't, so I think for me, the difference between a traditional and a white is traditional is for. Not for family, but it's for tradition.
Don't worry, it's for family. It's not really for
no, aside from that, it's for tradition. Whereas a white wedding is
there's customs that perform there.
No, my question is, how can you go to a party and know this is the trad
and this is a white wedding?
Because obviously, I look at that and I call that traditional, but you say that's a white wedding. So for me,
I think it also depends on your
appetite. The one we just went was the traditional.
That's what I said.
But you were saying about the numbers, the names on the table.
I've never yet.
That section was basically a white
wedding thing.
Wedding reception.
After the traditional.
So basically, we wasn't there for the traditional like ceremony bit.
Yeah,
because you saw the whole thing, you can actually say
that was what it was. Yeah, because it was locked off. Do you get it? So you see where my table was? Yeah. On that side, that was all locked off, and that's where they had the trad.
Yeah.
Then you had to go through the curtain.
So it was literally mixed into one.
Do you get it? So for me, traditional. I know traditionals to be. Traditionals are meant to be
smaller.
So not if it's like
you don't have table settings.
There's no table settings. You can see what you want.
African. Okay. I love slang though.
Yeah, it's just It's African.
Okay, so now I get why you're saying they mixed it.
And also, you wear traditional wear. Whereas a white wedding, you don't.
Yeah.
Which is suited.
You can. And the white wedding.
No, now you can. We're doing that now.
Yeah.
But originally, a white wedding, you have tux, suits. shirts, trousers, shoes. That's how I used to run.
Yeah.
So it's like traditional. I'm wearing, you know, the Ankara, the kente, whatever material that I've been given part of the bride, like whatever, or I'm wearing traditional wear. And then the white wedding, everyone's suited and booted.
And then there's the
dressing- and
customs,
evening
like,
dresses.
you know, giving gifts,
Yeah,
like
of course, yeah,
presenting.
the traditional.
Depending on the African culture, like some people even lay on the ground. Like you don't see that at a white wedding
no.
ceremony.
Yeah.
I know with Black people in America, the only, I guess, some of the traditional things they would do that would happen at the ceremony is maybe like jump in the broom.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back with a question.
Okay.
No, you carry on. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, so that's the difference, I would say, between, or everyone has explained it really, the traditional ceremony. And some people do all three. They'll have like the traditional ceremony like months before or Friday before or whatever. And that's like, usually I know in Ghanaian culture it's at the bride's house.
Yeah.
With the parents. And it's not too big. I mean, it can be big, but it
Yeah,
depends
but
on the
like,
budget.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And how prominent your parents and you are.
So,
Okay.
this is my question. I'm so confused. Isn't a white wedding when the girl wears a white dress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't wear a white dress.
Yeah. No,
So it's
okay.
a traditional.
It is.
I gave you that one.
Okay, no.
Thank
You know
you.
what? I give you that one. That's true.
No, no, no.
I've been so confused
Okay, no,
all
wait.
this
Their wedding was a
time.
traditional wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, full stop.
Yeah.
Okay, no
But
problem.
the reception,
See?
What's
That's
set
why I'm
up?
confused.
Do you know what?
it was set up.
As a white
As
wedding.
a white wedding.
wedding.
I'm with you.
But the
Thank
whole
you.
wedding
I
was a
agree.
traditional.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking at all my cousins' weddings. Because remember Prince's wedding? They didn't have table setting, but that was a white
That was a
wedding.
white wedding.
But that whole food thing,
Yeah, see,
that was
That was
like-
traditional wedding.
That's
Yeah.
too disturbing for me because if I can't find where I'm sitting, I'm gonna sit in one auntie spot and then auntie's gonna tell me to go and move to the back and I'm gonna be like,
when you go to toilet, your chair's gone, your head's
you know
gone.
what I mean? So I need my name, I need my table, I need my little chin chin, and my
See, that's
front
so white. Yeah, that's like, to me, that's a white
That's a
wedding.
white wedding. But I feel like nowadays traditional
merging it.
marriages are getting modernized and reshuffled and
Yeah.
rechanged.
Even in Africa, like they'll do kind of
Really?
what happened on
Yeah,
they literally what happened on Saturdays.
Exactly
It's
what
what
they'll
would
do.
happen. They would have the traditional, and then the reception is like a legit party where
Yeah.
more people will come to you. And depending on your income and how prominent you are, it will go either way. You might have one that's on Bella Niger. You'll just have literally like a traditional one in the church basement.
Yeah.
So it depends.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Like my cousin, she's doing a traditional. Her traditional is in September, and her white is in October.
Yeah.
And then between, she's gonna do the registry.
Yeah,
Some people,
that's
some
yeah.
Ghanaians will
That's
go
somebody.
to Ghana and literally do the traditional in
Yeah,
their village, like
Yeah.
in
I feel
Yeah,
like
that's
I've
what-
got this crazy idea, right? That things that African make sense in Africa.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
of course.
things
Yeah.
that, so for me, when
Do
you're
the
bringing
chant in-
the dowry and you're bringing these goats and cows, that makes sense because it's in Africa. And now you bring that tradition here. For me, I just don't understand
I
that.
think
Well, it's still a way
form of
to cling
respect.
on to the culture, though, because if we don't, then it will. I want to say disappear, because in Africa, obviously, it will still prevail, but there still has to be some type of opportunity for people here to still have a traditional eloping or wedding,
you
whatever.
think?
But that being said,
But and they don't bring goats. Like even my sisters, it was just kente, like expensive
Yeah,
gifts.
especially-
I saw
money.
my boy have a real life chicken in the hand, and that was 2 months ago.
Oh,
I
that's
showed a video
it.
right
That's
now.
back in Uganda,
In
though.
UK.
No,
Oh,
in
Uganda.
Uganda, yeah.
But that makes sense because it's back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a chicken there would be a little Morrison thing here.
Morrison's like a super.
I was gonna say Morrison's the shop,
Yeah,
yeah.
Morrison supermarket. But no, I mean like a chicken here would probably be, I don't know.
But do you feel like
maybe, I don't know, like
you
like
touched on a point,
a
right?
pinky, £50.
You touched on a point that you said like this is a way that we can hold on to the culture. So if your parents, or I don't know what they think, but if you didn't have to do an African traditional, would you still do it?
But don't forget, you know, the dowry bit is biblical. You actually have to make that.
Show
you
me
have
the
to-
verse, baby.
it's also
it's actually-
religious
it's
too, because
religious.
that's
It's
why some
biblical,
people
so
do
you-
have a white wedding at a church.
So really and truly, you're actually meant to pay the woman's side to collect your bride. Is that Genesis?
It's somewhere.
But do
It's
you
in
think in
Genesis.
today's day and age that's pro feminism? Like, would you want someone to pay your bride price? Do you feel offended by that?
Someone pay my sister's back. I need them keys.
I can't lie. I got three sisters.
I got two
I'm
sisters,
chopping.
bro. One of them goes to a Russell Group University.
My
bro.
goodness.
For those that don't know what a Russell Group is, that's one of the top 10 universities in the UK.
She's smart.
So she's smart. So her dowry's high.
I mean, for me, what I'm going to say, I'm not going to answer that question, but I'm going to say something else. If I had a choice to do a traditional, I wouldn't do it. And because I feel like it's so much about you that it's not even about you. You can't even say anything. It's literally it's above you. You just sit there, look nice, and stay quiet.
No, I feel like that it depends on your family though, because some traditions or some families are more interactive than others, and it also depends on how connected you are. Like especially us living in diaspora, like depending on how you're raised, you may already know all the traditions you expected. Like for my sister's traditional, we all had to cover our heads, and her groom had to like literally see which one was his. Like and my sister, she grew up in Ghana, so she knew how that worked. She was one of the girls when she was younger who were doing all those things. So, of course, she'd want to do it. But someone maybe younger than me, it may not be as interactive, but they would still do it. And I do agree with you, our parents being a part of it. Because a lot of times, even when we were speaking about our career choices and dreams, our parents do play a part. Especially, I think it has something to do with us being African. But we still want to kind of do that part for them, if that makes sense. But if you want to just sit there, you can, but...
No, but I don't think you're allowed to speak. Like, as a female, you don't speak on that day.
What do you mean,
during
on what
the
day?
traditional.
Yeah.
You know, now that I think... now that I'm thinking about it, I
don't
do
say
You don't
anything.
say nothing.
Yeah,
Trust me.
I actually didn't just
Before you,
realize
No,
that.
that's what I'm saying. So it's so much
You
for
kinda
you
just
that it's
say
got
thank
nothing to
you.
do with you.
Yeah.
Because all the money and stuff, like...
Yeah.
But
I didn't
but
even
you know
think
what?
about that.
Yeah.
My
you just sit there like...
You just kind of say thank you at the end.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking of my cousins now, like, and she's Igbo and Yoruba, which is two tribes in Nigeria. So they did the Igbo one first really quickly because that's like a quarter of her. And literally, like, she had to come in, take the cup from her dad to her husband, did that quick thing. And then, literally, like, the whole Yoruba bit was literally just about what the guy had to bring to the wedding. And then the family.
But the thing is, more time, he don't even speak.
Yeah,
Their family speak on their...
speak
So
on
you
their
two just
behalf,
looking at each other like this.
Yeah, just wait.
And just collect my girl.
If you're allowed to... Can I take her and go? Like,
Yeah, I mean, traditional for me personally, and that's why I say I would only really do the traditional if my wife really wants to.
Yeah, I would do it on behalf of my family too. To
But
answer
I'm
your
not
question
family,
you answered before, because I didn't even think about what you said. Yeah, I really would just be kind of just
my
sitting
aunties
there.
told me, sis, just sit down and be quiet.
Wow.
Yeah, you just literally don't say nothing.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of times, like, when my friend was getting married, obviously there was like loads of communication from the girl and her dad, and it's like so much pressure because there's pressure from his family saying this because it's tradition. No one can actually argue and say, hang on, 5k is a wild sum. You know what I mean? No one can say that because she can't go say her dad, because now her dad's like, oh, but look at the car he drives, how can he come and say this? And now you're
You're old.
just stressed.
Stumbling.
You actually mentioned something I was going to ask about. So according to research on Independent, which is like a UK newspaper. The average cost of a wedding in the UK is around £31,000.
We had this conversation. Yeah, I told
So, my first question is, I actually had this conversation with one of my cousins who's planning to get married. Would you take out a loan?
Hell no. No
Okay.
way.
Negative.
Okay,
Never.
so
I don't
you would
wanna take a
save, I mean, let's say your ideal wedding.
I'm getting boss. So
There's ways around. There's ways around it.
What are some ways around it?
Okay, the traditional, yeah. Everyone knows somebody, especially with Africa. Everyone kind of like, oh, don't worry, he owes me a favor already. That sort of thing. So like, you just speak to your parents like, already. Like they're thinking, oh, I know this person. So like, as much as we're thinking, yes, it may be 30k worth of things, but you're not paying 30k.
The value
Well,
of...
I think that's why some people like doing traditionals anyway.
Oh, that's why I'm doing it.
yeah, a traditional.
It's for everyone else.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can make money off traditionals.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
My friend's sister made money.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And my
Traditional
sister
can
was
make
like, my friend was like, because she's my events planner. So she was like, look, if you do it properly, we can make money. I said, no problem.
get the right uncles,
Yeah.
right aunties in. That gift that you receive just for them being at the traditional.
Because they want to be there.
Because they want to be there.
That's it.
Oh yes, uncle, his daughter got married.
You
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
go and get in it. You know, for me, I don't even want to learn for my yard. I learn for
And
my
that's your
wedding.
house.
And do you know? Yeah,
House,
yard is house. So, and let alone for the thought of having to just pay back something for your wedding. For me personally,
one day.
But some people even do that for honeymoons.
nah.
I think it's more acceptable for a honeymoon than the whole. It's a larger
Nah,
sum.
man, it's not just for nine.
Well, to be fair, it's true. But
The only thing, like,
No, trust me,
I think-
people have it. Like, there's wedding it's I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's
We
true.
can
No, I
from
know
an
it. I know it.
American point of view.
Okay.
So,
but you know what? That's another way to build credit. That's a good way to build credit.
but for your wedding,
No, I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Saying, well, if you no, but my thing is, yeah, okay, I understand certain things like having not a loan but a credit card for like flights and certain tickets and stuff, yeah. But I feel like if you have the money for your wedding, or you're gonna have it over time, just save that money for a year and do your wedding that next year rather than paying back for your wedding, because then it's like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe for me it loses the value of that day's done because now you're thinking I still have to pay for that day.
But don't forget, there's other variables upon that.
what about borrowing from someone else, like a
Nope.
uncle?
Nope.
Negative.
Nope. That's even worse.
If they want to lend and give, that's fine. I'm not borrowing.
Okay, so this is the back end. If you, like, we all spoke about our ideal wedding. So would you wait until you had the money to get married
Yes.
to have the ideal wedding that you want?
Yeah.
But then the whole point is the relationship. It's not the wedding. So
To be
you
fair,
would
you can go
you would
initially, man.
prolong being with your lover because you want to have an ideal wedding. Because you can't afford it at the time.
This is what I think, yeah, as a girl, and I don't really think like a lot of females. I know it's gonna sound like a madness. I just think your wedding is literally one day. That's just, I think spending crazy amount of money on one day.
It's
for
a special
me-
day though.
Yes, but if you, oh my, I'm getting stressed out. listen to me, yeah. Okay,
And also the ring, like the dress.
I'd
like,
rather have an expensive ring than have an expensive wedding. For me, what I value in stuff is just completely different. If that's all I'm gonna hold on to, that one day, remember when we got married. Are we able to keep making memories that don't cost us £20,000? Are we gonna be able to do that? That's what I want from a marriage. So for me, when I see people's weddings, I think they're beautiful, but I'm like, God, I can't spend 5k on flowers.
Okay.
That's just me.
That's
So
personal.
ideal is having a wedding that when I look at, I don't think, oh my God, how did we afford that? And I need my own house. I need a mortgage. I need a house. So if I'm spending more money on a wedding that I don't even own my own property, or if the washing machine breaks after the wedding, we ain't even got money. We got to run to our parents. Like, to me, that's just what's madness. So we can get married and do what we can do, but we can also have another wedding. And from I know aunties still getting married till today, bruv. They've been with their husband for 30 years, no wedding.
That's another, yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I think, okay, so I think, I don't know about America, but obviously in the UK you can have a registry. So if you really want to get married, you could do the registry,
Sign it.
and you're married. To have the wedding now, you can wait. If you want that ideal wedding, you actually can wait, and you be with your partner under oath and like by law.
Yeah.
Registry
And
is basic,
religious.
bro.
Do you think now with people trying to save money or like take out less loans, that's probably the most ideal thing to do?
Yeah.
Or just have a small wedding
be.
and just like fuck it.
I
like,
mean,
it's just not going to be
It's-
what you wanted.
It's down to preference.
Yeah.
Some people want the small wedding.
Yeah.
Some people want the large ass wedding. But I feel like everyone's small wedding could be somebody else's large
Big wedding,
Yeah.
that's the thing. So
That's
I think,
true.
and it goes again with like knowing the right people. I feel like you can genuinely have the ideal wedding you want if you have the right people around you. Like having that, the whole. I mean, if you want the whole destination and you want it somewhere, you can find cheap flights. And I guess even already doing it abroad, it might be cheaper for the venue. So like one of my boys, he was saying he's even like contemplating having his wedding in Portugal because that was a banging venue there that you had an amazing view. That he just thought, why not?
Yeah.
Like, and it's not gonna flight to Portugal. If you book it on time, you could get
From
like
London.
peanuts from London. Yeah, you could get.
Yeah.
40
Not
pounds.
from America.
Yeah, okay, maybe not from America, but from London,
40
you could,
pound.
yeah, you could
Right.
get like you
There
can
and back.
genuinely get a £40 flight and then fly a DJ, and that could probably be about what, let's say 15k, 10k, depending. Get your outfits,
just think-
suits, and it's like your goods.
Everything's
To
done.
go.
Yeah. I just think what you're saying, I just think it's important to know that I don't think you can have everything and do everything. So
Yeah.
if you want the ideal wedding, that's 50k. and you want to pay that out, so you're going to have to wait. Do you get what I mean? You can't have
Unless you have
the
it,
wedding.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't have the wedding, then the
timing.
you can't, I don't think you can have everything. And I just think it's about being realistic. And it's like, okay, I'd rather wait 5 years and have 70k.
So you would all wait to have
the wedding.
100%.
Okay.
If it is.
Would you live together
I mean,
in the meantime?
what I wouldn't do is take out a loan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
That's
I'll
fair.
just be more realistic.
Yeah, I was like, because
This is how much I want to
if the
spend.
whole ideal thing doesn't come, I'll just be smart with it. I'll be like, all right, cool.
Make it
We
work.
can.
What can
so
we
like,
do
yeah,
with
do you know what I
this?
mean? So
What
like,
we're
my
working
friend,
with?
he done his he done a registry.
So that means he's legally married.
So he's legally married, living life, got 2 kids, and he's got the date set for next year.
Yeah.
So he's
I
just
would
literally
agree.
he's been saving for 2 years, just so he can have like a good
bang
wedding.
wedding.
And everyone's still gonna turn up to that wedding as they would have if they did 2 years ago.
So right now you're single.
Yeah.
So if
I'm gonna have to shout about it.
sorry, would you start saving
Loud
now?
and clear.
When I start,
That's a good question.
no, so yeah, I've kind of not. I wouldn't say I've been saving for my wedding, but I've just been putting in
money
place
aside.
better saving habits for myself. And one thing I've always had in mind which I was always planning to do, and I started that I needed the money for something, but I was saving for like
When
not
you're
the
ready.
wedding, but the marriage. So
Yeah.
more like the ring and
The house
no,
down
the
payment.
how
That's
that. Do you get what I mean? So
expensive.
stuff like that. That's what I'm just, like beginning to.
What
want it to be
advice
money
would you
start.
have for other people who are looking to start those saving habits? Like, what are some things you do? You put aside part of your. Do you call it a paycheck? I mean, it's a check.
pay,
When you okay,
like pay
so
monthly
you
pay.
put down like a certain percent.
Yeah, so what it varies. So obviously, yeah, tithes first, because obviously I'm, for those that don't know, Christian. So tithes, that's 10%. And then depending on how I'm feeling each month, it might just be like I can hold half my pay, ride out the rest. I always calculate bills.
Okay.
So I got car insurance, my phone bill, and then like within weeks I give her to my mum and dad.
Okay.
Then everything else is like, all right, cool, what can we do with this?
Okay.
So if there's things where, if I know a pair of trainers, I got a bit of a trainer fetish sometimes. So I know like if there's a pair of
Those are
trainers coming out,
sneakers.
sneakers, yeah,
Okay,
sneakers,
okay.
yeah. Then I might be like, oh, okay, I want those.
Okay.
Let's see. But yeah, it varies, man. Sometimes it's 10%, sometimes I might put nothing in that account.
Okay. Hey,
And then
be
sometimes it's
real.
like, yeah, but I could just throw that in there.
Okay.
I know I don't need it, but it's bit by bit. I feel like once I do find someone that I want to spend my life with, or that I know this is worth working with, I'll probably save a lot more.
I know at the wedding there was like a brief conversation about rings, and the question was, well, I guess the consensus was someone felt as if the ring wasn't what they wanted, they were going to say no at the proposal.
Oh, did you said that?
No.
You said that? It's crazy?
No,
Is it? No way. Is she mad?
wait. You gonna say no?
No, I
No,
didn't.
no,
Yeah,
no.
I'm not like
No,
that.
that's what I'm
no.
confused. Yeah, no. Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Oh,
She
she said
was
she
not-
wanted 9 carats though. I don't think she knows how much that is.
No, I think she does.
She
No,
said
I
9
do
carat
not
census
think
stone.
you know
Not
how much a
even
9
9
census
carat
stone.
ring is. Do you know how much a 1 carat ring is?
I don't know. No,
No,
I
Diamond
have no
wise.
jewelry on right now.
Diamond. I think
9
she
carat
wants
centre
a.
stone.
Wait, what's the other diamond?
Ain't that thing that...
Because I asked her and she
ain't
said
thing
that her significant
Janae-
other
what's
would
her
give
name?
her.
What's that woman that I got proposed to recently?
Gucci Mane's is
Not Gucci.
That-
Not even Gucci Mane. The new one, and her man's Ghanaian and tall.
Diana.
Yo, what's that? That's like 6K, no?
6K.
Is that 9?
No.
What's Jackie in it? Because that one was fat,
Let
man.
me. Oh, carat.
It's
No,
not
I
carat,
think like
though.
grand.
It's about carat, yeah, not grand.
I don't know what
Carat.
it is.
Because that one was kind of big.
Yeah, no, I
that's a
think
bit
she's just
cold.
saying it.
But do you think, like, what would you do if someone did that to you, sir?
Well,
like-
if she said no,
Yeah.
to who, me?
I think it's more of a reflection on the individual. On the individual.
Some women do say no to proposals.
That's up to them, boy.
Listen, I'm not proposing to you if I have any hints you're going to not say yes.
So do you think that's why some men take a longer time to propose?
Possibly, but then I think if you're like, no, wait, let's do it, because this is the only subject that gets me hot, innit? Because there's no way on earth, cancer, go back in. There's no way on earth I'm even going to think or propose to you if you're going to tell me no. Because what are you telling me no for? I don't care if the ring is a Haribo. You have to say yes.
Terrible, that's the candy.
That's okay. Yeah, it's sweet.
Yeah, I just think it's mad if you think you're in a position to ask her and she's
That's
like,
no.
no, like, you're actually not even on the same page.
Like, and do you know what's so mad? Like, I can't. Do you know what is when I think of that situation?
Yeah,
like 10,000 scenarios run from my head. It's either like as I'm on my knee, I'm running into you, or
rugby tackle.
as a rugby tackle, or it's either
You just have to look up and say, what?
I think you just tie your lace and keep walking. Seriously, that's
No, what do you actually do? What do you actually do?
What do you do?
Will you the word come out? Will you marry me? No.
All right.
No, I don't think it can't be a
There
no
can't be a
straight
straight no.
away.
It will be an explanation with the no.
I think it'll be
I'm gonna start dancing.
yeah, you have to, like, you're gonna do, like,
Yeah, and then she's gonna, that b-boy move where you go like that and you flick her. She's gonna because there's no nah. I feel like that's the one.
Why is that so stressful for you?
No,
That's rejection.
That's it's not just rejection. That's rejection in the highest form.
Look at men crying for rejection.
The highest form.
Niggas get rejected every day, B.
That's the highest
saying.
form.
You guys
It's
are trained
different.
from early.
No,
how
no,
to get
no.
rejected.
Do you know why?
It's
Yeah.
us, we don't have to do with that.
No, do you know why? It's because
Nah.
you've been okay. It's not like you're proposed to any sort of person. You've been with this person beforehand. You're thinking, okay, I'm ready to marry her. I've invested the peas, invested my time. I'm ready to drop one knee, and you're telling me no. Are you mad?
What are you saying no
What are you doing?
No to who?
Some women say no because
Size
some
of the
men.
ring.
I need a
You're
scenario,
mad.
yeah.
Okay, some men they propose as like a last resort. Like I'm gonna
That's
just keep.
deep, man.
I'm gonna just keep on with this chick, keep pissing her off, and then when they know she's about to exit, then it's like,
So that's
will you marry me?
Okay,
That's why
now
some
you
women
see
do
that,
say
you know.
no.
Well, that's understandable though, because you've actually shot yourself in the foot. That's cool.
Yeah.
But some men are, and then some men are just too, like, they
Yeah.
have the signs. Like, you can look at some couples and see, like, that girl's really not on it like
Yeah.
that. And then they want the girl so bad, and they just.
I think they can
Now
do
you
it.
see, okay. Now
Or
you see that.
sometimes it's the family, like, or maybe it's like they
Yeah.
just know it
Or the
won't
pressure.
work. Yeah.
Now you see that family stuff. I'm not getting into that family
That's why
stuff.
surprise proposals
You see
are like
that?
iffy
You
because
see?
it's like,
Yeah.
do you know?
And that's why, and I feel like,
I like that. Do you know?
that's why I feel like anyone who's trying to do this whole surprise proposal thing without having certain conversations is stupid.
This is what I say.
Talk,
Some people like
how-
that whole surprise thing.
No, but I think how you propose is a surprise. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
regardless.
fact you're proposing should not shock me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
makes
what
sense.
it is. So
Yeah.
I should know that
coming.
as in she should know, within 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years.
Wait.
No, I'm just saying.
Wait, now,
I'm
see?
giving an example.
Give it no.
I'm giving an
3 years,
example.
my head.
3 years.
No, I think
feel
from when
like
we're
a year.
dating. Okay, no,
Dating.
from within. To
Like
be
the
fair,
actual
yeah.
proposal.
No,
a year.
okay, it was an example, but I'm
Okay.
saying
Don't
from
say
when
that.
like we've been dating, yeah. From when we've been dating, you should in your head. What should be in your head is this guy's proposing to me very like
Yeah, this is it.
from now to whenever.
From now, so from the beginning, she should expect.
No,
That's what I want her thought process to be.
Okay.
It's not gonna happen like within a month, 2 months. But
I'll probably find one babe in about 2 weeks. And I got the ring. I got the ring. In Jesus' name, I pray.
I need to
Nah.
go.
but as in, yeah, nah, man. There's yo. Do you know why that's so mad? Because like when you
You do know you're asking a question.
no, but it's like yeah.
Is it by force
No,
to say
but
yes?
I can't like. No, but when you ask that question, it's a rhetorical question. You're gonna say yes. You're gonna say yes.
This is the thing,
No,
yeah.
you said it's rhetorical.
This is the thing, yeah.
Then you're gonna say yes, sir.
This is the thing. It's like, do you do it private or public?
I want mine
No.
private, please.
Yeah,
Or else I can get public with
because if you nah, what do we tell people like? Because regardless, as much as it's gonna be in private, yeah, I'm gonna tell my boys and her family I'm about to propose. So if she says no, still, even after taking an L there by my own, I'm going back to be like,
But you have to. I'll tell you this one thing.
the relationship's done.
The way, yeah, of course. The way Africans are, in my opinion, yeah, like if a man is to marry you, you know that is like great honor.
Yeah.
So for a man to propose and you say no,
It's
you're in
mad.
trouble.
your dad's
yeah.
gonna smack your
Yeah,
ass.
you get a smack
What?
bum,
I've
mate.
trained you like this, and you said
Yeah.
no.
I feel like Africans feel like getting married is like the ultimate level of Candy Crush. Like they're like, yes.
Yeah, it's true, innit?
Sorry, I've never played Candy Crush. I'm gonna
Yeah.
analogy though.
I don't think there's an end.
Yeah, it doesn't end.
Doesn't end.
That's funny.
No.
Oh my gosh, Alvin, no one will reject you in Jesus' name. Yes,
So,
yes,
with
yes.
it being so, would you would want a public or
She does-
private? Would you do public or private?
It's up to
The missus.
missus,
What about you?
Yeah, exactly.
It's up to
It's
you.
because I'm proposing to the
And
individual.
then I
It's
guess
down to what she wants.
You would know her
What
personality.
is,
Some
what is
women-
private though? Innit?
Some women literally just want
I know
it
someone's
to
gonna
be-
want a photographer.
Yeah, usually that's like the extra person, or maybe like a best friend that brought her there. Like depending on what the
Yeah,
scenario
how it
is.
works.
But public proposals is like your family was there, or it's legit in public. Like they proposed to you in front of the Eiffel Tower, where clearly there's a whole bunch
Yeah.
of people.
See, but I think, and it's going to sound dumb, even though that's so public, it's still private.
I guess so.
Do you know what I mean?
But
So
then you
what my
have to kiss
friend
them
is-
and say yes in front of people you don't
Yeah,
know.
I've
seen-
Like,
I've
seen
people like
individuals,
me, that
bro.
I can't. Like I don't want
So
to do that.
what my friend done? So this is so I got two friends which are perfect examples, and it's weird because it depends on the sentimental value. So one of my friends, he proposed outside. They went so I'm going to talk about that one second. So one of my friends, he proposed outside Lion King after they finished watching Lion King, but that was their first date. So even do you get it?
That's
so as
where
in,
they had
that's
their
where they
first-
had their
Oh,
first date.
okay,
So
okay,
yeah.
okay.
I heard.
So that's where they had their very first date going there. So for her, it's like, like this is very sweet.
remember.
But then there was bare people around, all doing up claps and claps. So it's like, is that private or public? But it's regardless, it's sentimental.
Yeah.
And then you got my boy who he aimed to propose on her birthday, and that didn't go because he was
I don't
getting,
like those ones.
he was getting accustomed. He was
I
getting
want all my occasions separate. Like,
no, but then you're never gonna have
like
you're
that.
not gonna have an anniversary for your engagement though.
yeah, but still, like I would not want to graduate and get proposed to. That I want different outfits,
So I
different
think,
settings.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Nah,
So
I've
what
never
happened
even
was
heard that.
it didn't work out that day. So he did it 3 days before Valentine's Day, and it was so there was a bunch of us, like we all go to the same church, and 3 of them are like married. Then there's me, and then so we all went out like a group, and then once we had finished the group outing, he proposed on the bridge by the Millennium Mill. So that's like
And where's that?
So that's in Southwark, like
Yeah. It's a nice.
it's a very
It's
nice
in UK
area. It's
though?
UK, yeah. So
Okay,
UK,
okay.
yeah.
London, yeah.
It's like a hotspot in UK. So where
Okay,
they call it the Wobbly Bridge or the Millennium Dome.
okay,
Not Millennium Dome, sorry, the Millennium Bridge,
okay,
the Metal Bridge by Tate Modern. He proposed on that,
okay.
but obviously it was at night time. So I don't know. I wouldn't say
Lit
it's
up and
public
stuff.
because obviously friends and family there. But I wouldn't say it's that private because we're there.
Makes sense.
I used
So
to
it's
think
still a bit
my-
of pressure, but it's
My
like, it's
ideal
fine.
engagement would be, I always wanted it to be like a surprise year. Like, so there's actually an engagement party waiting for me.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know this.
Okay.
So we're going out to eat.
So you gotta make sure you're all to the
Yeah,
nines.
no, because we're going out anyway. We're going to his uncle's party. Yeah,
something.
I've got this all worked out. And then,
You've got it or you had it. Or
Had
you
it.
still- okay.
and then that was that. And then it's like, because you know you're going to his family, you know, you dress up with that bit extra. So you go, and then he proposes to me like in the car or something. And it's just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Let me call my family. No one answers.
Oh, I get what
That's
you mean,
important. No one
yeah.
answers. I'm like, hang
Why is
on.
no one answering?
We're like, okay, let's go to this party. We go there, and all my friends and family are there.
Oh, I get it.
Like, that was
cute.
initially, but now I'm just like, I just don't want all my friends and family that excited.
Why not?
Nah, trust me.
Why not?
Nah, my friends. If you give them anything, they are running.
Is it?
Running.
I told my
Even
friends
running.
I was looking.
What do you mean running?
You saying box like, oh, we're gonna do this.
Yeah, we're doing
this.
Oh,
I
running.
got my
yeah.
friend's mums asking me when the Ashabi's coming.
Right.
There's no colour scheme.
Yeah.
There's a whole group chat on my Instagram
Wow.
where they send me just pictures of material. Yeah,
Wow. But that's a good support system, though.
Yeah, that
Don't
is,
take
you
it for
know.
granted, though.
my friends just gonna go hobbycraft and make
That's like a craft shop.
yeah
Okay.
and make mood boards for me.
That's lovely.
That's supportive though. That is like that means you have people that will take the stress off you.
Yeah.
And
That
you should
stresses me.
No, you
No,
be like, no, I
when
don't
it
want
comes
that.
to
No, I
that
don't want that.
time, you'll realize how important that is.
Really?
Because
I
some
think
girls
so.
are making their mood
Yeah.
board on their own.
Yeah.
Their friends,
They're picking colours and like.
their friends are sending them memes of people who cheated. Like they're not.
I've never
No
seen
one's
it. Oh,
asked.
big up my friends, man.
Yeah, nah,
never
slightly.
thought of that, you know.
Nah, but yeah.
Okay, so like one kind of like I guess last topic is relationships in general. So we just talked about private and like public proposals and sentimental value. And with social media now, I've been seeing a trend. I just want to talk to you guys about it, of like hiding your significant other. Like, for me, I do it to save myself from the embarrassment. Like, because
But you hide your significant other to save yourself.
I don't have one, but when I do have one, or when I did, because if we break up, it's just embarrassing. Like,
Okay,
it's awkward. Like,
I'm with you on that to a certain degree.
Okay.
Because I've been in that situation where I've paraded head on Twitter, birthday picture. Like paraded.
I said header on Twitter, nah.
And for me, it was like, the thing is, obviously, I learned a lot from that because I feel like a lot of it was rushed and blah, blah, blah and stuff.
Right, I didn't see that.
When was this?
Oh, you not saw it, man.
It's anonymous. It's
And
okay.
she
You don't
might
have to
not
explain.
saw header though, because, I mean, it depends. Was we? It was like 2016. We was cool, but I don't think it was boys.
Yeah,
boys
I would
like
have
that.
seen it.
Well, you didn't. All right.
Yeah,
Probably
I
blocked her.
didn't.
I'm joking.
But you knew who it was though, innit? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
We'll talk about that after. I'm sure you know, because you know the person.
He knows everyone.
And she's Ghanaian as well. We'll talk about that.
Secure the Ghanaian chick.
I secured the guy anyway.
Been doing this, yeah?
Forget about Ghanaians, man. They're
I was,
drawing,
yeah,
bro.
I think this, yeah, anyway. But it was paraded and then obviously it ended, didn't it? And in my head I was like, okay. I had to change everything.
Take the pictures down.
I know it's just like,
Oh my god.
so my head has changed. Something else, like, back to what, you know what I mean?
Personality
Like,
sometimes
back-
change.
and then it's like, for me, because obviously I'd done it, like, it was all quick in it, so it was like, everything's will happen.
Did you do it like immediately or
No,
like a
not
couple of days
immediately,
later?
not even days. It was like maybe at least 2 months in.
Really?
Yeah.
So you kept all her pictures on your page for 2 months?
No,
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 I
it's
meant
the
as in,
relationship.
oh, as in that, no,
okay.
2 months in, it was like, that's when I
Okay.
put her as my header and stuff.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, like, brother, I learned a lot. Now we're talking for 10 months. But,
Just talking.
yeah, just talking. No, I not that bad. I mean, the right person. But in terms of that, it was like, yeah, then you know, we ended it. Then I guess like a week, it was like, okay, this is officially not going back together. Then yeah, it's like, cool, everything's come down. Then obviously you've got people that don't want to ask questions, still think you're in a relationship. Then you got people that, oh, bro, he's taking everything down. Then they're checking her. Then
She's going.
Then they're checking her profile. But obviously we were still following each other because it wasn't like a bad breakup at the time. And then yeah, so it's not embarrassing, but it's embarrassing at the same time because it's like people that know you. They know it's ended. People that don't know you, they're like, I can tell this is ended. And then some people are like, they don't know whether to ask or not. So it's like, I just bear explaining to you. But then you've got people like my friends who they go out together, bruv. They're snapping, they wave together, and it's like, you just love it. And it's just like, oh my days, I want to do that. And it's wavy because it's wavy, and it's because it's like, bruv, you're his girl, she's your girl. So I know. Do you get it? And it's like,
Just kind of, so this
do you
is
get
for
it? But then-
confirmation, public
yeah, but
confirmation.
even with that, it was kept not in the dark, but it was kept private. That's the best
How?
word to use it.
So like they
for
only
a while.
posted them sometimes, or like
No, they'll just post like holiday locations, but not post each other.
okay.
I was gonna say, is he talking about? No, I mean, we
But like,
tried.
you know what I mean?
We tried to hide our relationship for like a year.
You did, I
No,
mean,
we
you did
didn't.
well.
Do you know what happened? Everyone
you
knew.
did.
No one said anything.
I didn't know you
not
were in a
everyone
relationship
knew.
until
Big
Saturday.
Christ. Really?
Yeah,
There you go.
but I do remember one time you posted a picture. I was like, "Whose hand is that?" Like you were like on the beach, and I think like
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
yeah,
just
Wednesday,
now,
yeah.
That was intentional.
yeah, stuff
But-
like that. I would do that.
Yes. Okay. No. See, that's the vibe I'm on now.
Yeah.
So I'm a throw a shoulder. I'm gonna throw like makeup on my shirt. So everyone's like, it's like, oh, we're playing the
Would you
game.
do what people do where they put the emoji over the head? I
No,
think that's
there's no
weird.
point. There's no point. That's weird. That's weird.
This looks like you're with a sugar daddy. Doesn't look like you're with your dad.
That's not your
know what?
man. Just read. Like, I'm done with what like. So a year in, like you can have your thoughts and process. Like I mean, in the beginning, I just want it to be a thing where it's like, are they or are they not? Because I could deal with that. Because then until you ask me, then I don't have to tell you anything, kind of thing. And maybe we're not. Maybe it's about to. Cool. Then when it's like certified, I still want it to be that. Then maybe a year in, then it could be okay. Not parading, but it's more so I ain't got nothing to hide. So if you
So your
ask me,
engagement picture shouldn't be a surprise.
yeah, do you get it? Exactly.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
So it should be private, not a secret. Like I'm not trying to be like someone come up to me, do you have a girlfriend? I'm like, no girlfriend. What's that? No.
Yeah, it is. Or
I want to be like,
claiming it.
do you get? I want to be like, do you have a girlfriend? Yeah. Who's your girlfriend? Then it's a different situation. Do you get it?
Yeah,
Until I want you to know.
Yeah.
I just want everything to happen when I want you to know. There was an incident that happened at one particular show, yeah, where we was on stage and like the crowd gassed someone to dance with.
Did you clock then?
Oh come on!
What was that?
My head was gone.
Clocked is noticed.
Did I say what
It
I
was one of the
Or
early
realised.
shows in the first year. You was vexed because
when I was going before we went to Milan.
yes,
We weren't even together.
yeah, and that's the thing.
He
But
was.
I knew because this is the only thing here because this might need to be
It's all
edited
techie,
somehow.
yeah, it's everything's
But it's like it was so mad because Fitch was like, oh no, that's it, yeah, my linky, yeah, head's gone. I'm thinking, no, it's calm, man. It's like, we'll just brother, you're on stage, like,
Basically, I did something bad.
and then like we spoke, and then that was calm. So from then, I kind of had like an inkling.
Did you think it was
innit?
him or you just knew it was someone?
I knew it was someone. Like I just knew it was someone. Like I knew you were seeing someone at the time, but I weren't sure who it was. And I think there was one time you come to a show, you just had like the favorite
But
snacks.
you know
innit?
what? It was the mango.
Or like
The
it was like the
mango.
sleeps. Yeah.
The mango.
Then I was like, bro, what? Where's mine?
Yeah, I remember that.
So
He was
like-
like, yeah, you don't get
So I was like, I don't get mine thing. Then I started like,
Oh,
yeah, like,
do you know what happened? I remember I left my
yeah.
phone and his name wasn't saved as his
yeah,
name.
yeah,
But I thought it was
I do
Sly.
that too sometimes. I'll save the person I'm talking to under someone else.
yeah.
So what happens? I remember I was getting ready in like the mirror, and then one of the guys was like, "Oh, someone's phone," and he said the name. It's ringing you. So I was just like, "Okay, that's calm. No one's clocked in it." So I was like, "Yeah, it's me." So I grabbed it. Obviously, there was like 6 people there. Then it was, yeah, I want Nando's. Yeah, the chicken. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, and the thing. Yeah. So when he came with the thing, that's when everyone was like, hang on a minute. But I didn't realise that was so key because I'm just like, yeah, pass the phone, yeah. And I'm just doing this. But obviously everyone's, because I remember the guy that answered the phone was just looking. Because when he saw the name, he was like, what name is that? That's
Yeah,
like a
it's just
nickname that
like,
you never
yeah.
hear. Then when he was like, yeah.
212.
But yeah, I don't really believe in hiding I think it just depends. I think everyone's each their own.
Do you think
Yeah.
like your industry has anything to do with it? Like being an entertainer, is it more acceptable to appear
Single, yeah. I mean, if I'm on stage and he's like, oh, are you single? I just stay silent.
Yeah.
I think it's cool to keep them guessing. And then when they ask for your number, you just run. It works all the time. Trust me.
yeah.
But I think as part of my brand, I'm not here saying, give me your number. But if someone like when we hosted in America, some guy in the actual crowd during the show was like, yeah, my favourite part of London is you. What's your number? Obviously, in that moment, everyone's laughing.
Yeah.
You don't want to just, I've got man, like, that does not
Yeah.
sound cool.
Yeah.
Okay? And that is not entertaining. So you just kind of laugh it off. And he's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, and your number. So you just go, I'll give it to you later. Do you know what I mean? And you just leg
Yeah.
it. Because I just don't think it's that sexy.
And then I come and then
Yeah,
She has to
he
go.
saves me. 'Cause
But it's
every-
like,
yeah.
I think for me personally, yeah, whoever I am, because I don't know, like, because I think maybe it's different, like, guys and girls is always different, but it's
Yeah.
always the same at the same time. So, being single or being in a relationship, it just depends on me, like, how I am on the stage, you get. And also, I feel like whoever my partner is, just does need to understand
Get that, yeah.
some of the things I do are banner purposes, but I will never,
You said banner purposes.
yeah, so like for
Like,
fun,
funny,
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
But I need them to know that I will never outright disrespect you.
them.
Yeah.
Do
I
you
won't
get
cross
it?
that line.
So, and I think being single, it's helped, not helped, but it's been like, sometimes it's just funnier,
You have to
innit?
explain yourself.
Because I could do
as well.
certain things,
Yeah,
and then
not feel
like,
guilty.
and not, yeah, do you get? I'm not
And
feeling
no one's
guilty.
messaging you.
Especially
or-
networking. I feel like networking when you're single, not that you have like any exterior motives, but it's just like, I'm good.
Good,
like,
yeah,
I don't have to
yeah.
answer to anyone about who this is and
Exactly.
all that kind of
But I
stuff.
feel like for me, shall I tell you what I think? I think a guy in a relationship, I think is more appealing on stage wise
Yeah.
than a girl. Yeah.
And
I think if he
I
told
didn't
you,
realise-
I thought it
yeah.
was the other way around.
No, if he told you he has a girlfriend on stage,
You
you're
want-
automatically
you want
like,
him
huh?
more.
And I think, and it's weird because a lot of people
Always think he's
I
got a
think I
girl.
have a girl.
Yeah.
And I like, and I keep it like that. So I, like, every time I've hosted a show on majority, I either get half, he's got someone, I get half, but that guy's single.
Why
And
do you
it's
think
just-
that
it's just
is? Do
better.
you think men in relationships seem more attractive?
Yes.
And then women in a relationship is just like,
Can I be honest with you? Yeah.
But it also, I'm very shy to an extent.
Okay.
So I've been told that I give off I have a girlfriend vibe, which is because
okay.
I'm not thirsty
does,
for these
though.
girls. Like not like that, but I'm just
Chilling.
I'm here to do the work. I'm gonna make you laugh, and you probably think I have someone just because of the way I move.
Okay.
So then you think. So then it just makes you more interested because then it's like, do I have someone? Do I not?
And then who is she?
And then, then it's who is she? Because how could you be banning like that?
Because
If you
right
got-
now I'm
it's
thinking about
weird.
like Burna Boy and stuff, which even now I'm not even sure. I know I really don't pay too much to celebrity relationships, but I was scrolling through my timeline like yesterday, and someone was like, "Oh, Burna Boy and stuff are single," because I went to the One Africa Fest on Saturday,
Oh, dope.
and I was back there, and I was like, it's like she was there, but I'm like, I don't know how it works to be dating someone and be performing. But I was like, I don't think like she was like around him. So I wonder. But I didn't care. And then when I saw that, I think it was actually today or yesterday, I like went on Burna Boy's page and went on her page and like all the pictures were down. This is why I wanted to ask about it because I'm like, that's hella awkward. In a way, it depends on how you perceive it.
Yeah.
But in the sense, it's like, okay, I know when they became a unit, everyone was like, like they're so cute together. Even though, or the girls who did fancy Burna's like, Steph, what's she doing?
I mean, they're never gonna get him anyway, were they? So
Never what?
they weren't gonna get him anyway. With
You want all these girls?
Girls, yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course not.
Yeah, but I say that to think like, okay, maybe guys do like when they have a girl, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
like he has the complete package.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is, yeah? I think when we're by ourselves, we have that, I don't really care, whatever, but when you have somebody, it's like, she's kind of like polishing you.
Yeah.
So it's like you
That
have to,
trophy.
I won't call it trophies, like,
Okay.
you're like you're 70% like proper. When you have that extra, when you have that person, she's giving you that 30%. So you're almost like 100% to everyone else's eyes. So I could be doing something that I wouldn't be doing if she was in my life.
Yeah.
But because she's in my life, I'm doing it. That's my character now, sort of thing.
And when you
So
say
like a
doing, is it
girlfriend
more
fluffer.
like
What,
being more successful or
just
just
in general,
just being okay?
everything.
Like
I get that because go on.
Well, just one quick thing. My mum always say to me, if you find a perfect guy and he's this and he's this, he's someone's husband. That's what she say. Like you don't meet that person. You have to make that person. So a lot of times when girls see a guy that's like polished, it's because there's someone else sorting him out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you
That behind every successful man is a
it
strong
is
woman.
ironing your shirt, patting
Yeah.
you up.
And then sometimes it's not even the significant other. Sometimes it's their mom and sisters who put their life on the line to help this play
There's
out.
something about when a woman comes into a man's life.
I believe that.
Because I think it gives off the perception that the man's complete.
Yeah.
So it's like
Kind of like what the Bible says.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And girls want a complete man sometimes.
Yeah.
So on the other perspective, with what we're saying, and sometimes I try not to see male and female as a direct opposite, but we've just said that females appear less entertaining if they're in a relationship. So is having a man behind us, that doesn't make us complete. Are we better off without it?
No, do you know what? No,
Like would Beyonce be better off without Jay-Z?
I think no, I don't think so. You know,
I don't know though.
I personally think like
But sometimes I look at some women and I'm like,
No, I think no. Okay, do you know what? I think in terms of, I think it works both ways.
Okay.
But in terms of attraction, it's different. So the fact that I know certain female artists have got a man, they could be doing all the right things, but I'm like, big up my man.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. I'm like, yo, Donny, yeah, you got a good one. So even with like certain celebrities in London, bro, there's a certain presenter, yeah, and she's a beauty in it. And I was really on her, like, yo. Then I found out she had a man, and it's like, okay, cool. I'm talking about Yinka. Yeah, Timmy, yeah.
My head. I said, hey.
or Maya. But it's like, well, not really Maya, but Yinka. And it's like, all right, cool. I can't really do that. Like, I just have to help my man because it's good. And I'm still going to support her because it's just that kind of vibe. It's just not that. So I think in that scenario, I think, a guy could really be an amazing push for a woman. But in terms of the way a man perceives a woman on stage, he's just going to respect the whole, like,
What about
thing
not
as a
on
whole.
stage, just in general?
not on stage.
What, in terms of...
Just like, is a woman, okay, the same way you see a man and you see like he's complete, with a woman? Do you see a woman and she has a man? Do you feel like, okay, she's
Complete as
legit,
well.
is she complete or something? 'Cause
Do you know what? I think with women, I don't know, you might get this, might not. Like, I feel if you have a guy behind you and he kind of supports you and allows you to be you, you have that, what's that word? That security.
Okay.
So it's like, I can do whatever I like, but I've got someone at home. He's accepting me for me being me. So you can say whatever, but boy, I've got somebody.
Yeah, for me, like, I feel like I just don't give off that aura. Like, because I know what it is and I know that I've got someone that's there that's supporting me, I don't think there's anyone else that can do that for me.
Okay.
So for me, when I go to certain events, it's like I don't even give you that aura to talk to me much. So a lot of times when I go to events, he just does talking. They think he's a DJ, I just sit there in the back quiet. Because I think it's better, look, if you're in a male-dominated industry, I think it's important that you have a man that's there to just block a few things. And Jackie Anna tweeted something the other day.
When you say block a few things, trying to tell them some of the things you mean, like, is it with it being a male-dominated industry?
Just like...
No, she's playing now, not playing later, because it's time you booked her for kind
Yeah. Just
Whereas
doing
they might try to, like,
finesse me. So, like, or like, when I do certain things, like, when it comes to my money, I just look at him. I'm like, oh, please go sort it out. So he'll just, and I think when it's men, it's that kind of thing. But when it's me, it's like, oh yeah, 1 second, and he's like, no, it's not 1 second. Actually, we actually said no. Like, and just little things for me that just, I'm because I've clocked the way the game is, just doing it. Does that make sense? Yeah,
No, I definitely
Jackie
get it.
Anna tweeted something 2 days ago, I think, like with a meme, and it was just like me after everyone's taken everything from me. But it was like funny, it wasn't like somebody. And I got that sometimes when you are in that entertainment industry, or you can imagine her as an influencer, how much she's constantly giving out, and then you're able to go back to this person that can just build you right back up and restore you. And for me, that's what. So even though you're saying like with a guy, I can imagine Beyonce.
That works both ways as well.
Yeah, definitely. But I feel like
he probably helps the business
yeah,
side.
I think with I know what I'm trying to say, but like with Beyonce, I can imagine Beyonce being Beyonce to us, and Jay-Z has a different side of Beyonce.
Yeah.
And he's saying, look, you can do this. Do you know who you are, bro?
Yeah.
You can Beyonce. You know, she blew his mother. And she built you up and saying, like, come on, let's get back. And I think we see Beyonce as this strong, complete, finished woman, but Jay-Z's thinking, oh, come on, babe. Come on. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it does work both ways, I guess, then. But I just think with a man, with
I think it's just,
a
you
male,
can
just more,
see it. It's more visible.
Yeah, I think it's more
Like, it's just, I think, obviously, some guys are just raw, so they might see a girl still got a man and be like, yeah, I still want you.
Okay.
But then I think more men are a bit more, I want to say respectable, but 2019.
2019 is savage.
Yeah,
I
this
just don't
next
know
10 years of
21.
dating
Yeah,
is going to be real interesting.
Like, I'm so glad I'm out the game.
I
man.
need to.
I don't think I'm strong enough.
I'm actually ready to find someone that's just a suitable partner.
It's a lot of strikes out here, man.
I've realised like it's getting harder because every event I go to, I just want to do the work, but I genuinely see people that are, you are very, very pretty. And I can't just keep going to events thinking everyone's pretty. I'm just going to be talking to everyone.
That sounds like something your mum said to you, Alvin. Like, saying everyone's pretty.
No, but like in terms of like, because it's like, at the wedding I was like, you're pretty. And I thought to myself, I was like, if I actually just had my missus, I would be so content.
Do you know what's mad?
You get it? Because you just, like, as much as you see it, but you can even be with a girl and be like, God, bro, she got her back, like.
Yo,
but then you know, like,
the
you know what I mean?
Batty, Cardi.
But you know that as long as your girl's come, like, you could just go back and just you and your girl. And I think, but I need to. Anyway, if
You
anyone.
were saying something.
Yeah, do you know what's crazy? Like, she was asking me, did you see any pretty girls? I said, no.
No.
I don't,
Yeah.
like, I even had to think about it. Thinking, no.
Yeah. And I think even in that moment, like, you might think, oh yeah, she's pretty, but is it like
she
don't really
looks
care?
nice.
Like, she looks good.
you look there.
Like, it
get
was
it?
funny. Yesterday on the train, on our way to Carnival, the train must have like stopped suddenly, and some girl like went to fall on him. But obviously, I don't really think I'm like jealous or protective. I'm like cool. So in my head, I've blocked her from falling. But obviously my hand's been positioned like this and she's there, so it looks like I'm like, pushing her off. Obviously his automatic response was to grab me, but I wasn't even falling. So he was like, that's how unbothered you are. Like when she's falling, I'm not thinking about saving her. But then he just looked like I was like, you can fall but not on him. It wasn't that.
Yeah, so I think the next 10 years, boy, Revelation. Like for anyone who believes, it says there'll be 7 women to 1 man. So
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, but start the prayers now.
Oh my
Jesus Christ.
but
7 prayers. 7, my God.
apparently, yeah,
Yeah, so the fish in the sea is polluted. The sea is
it's,
polluted.
yeah, boy.
Because there's not enough fish if there has to be 7.
Sorry, I read my Bible, but you guys are telling me some. Where is that?
Somewhere there,
Obviously,
boy.
Revelation.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll Google it.
Probably do our research and get that to you.
but okay, yeah. I hope my research is right.
7 gal to 1
But,
man.
yeah, no, I think-
Jesus.
Not me.
Men do look more attractive when they have a missus, which is weird.
Hey, the
Yeah,
game's
I think
game.
it's
The game is the game.
Because if I look this attractive without a woman,
My Lord.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
And I
I
feel
was
like women.
king back in the day, bro. So right now, I'm thinking, yeah.
Girls are like looking at him at Cardi. I'm like, oh, am I not here? No.
Alright, that is funny.
But okay, do you have any like last words to the people or finishing statements?
Do you know, I read a book recently called Ego is the Enemy, and it was just literally, it was 2 things that it said that really stuck out to me. There was a few things, but the 2 that I want to say is, the first sentence was, wow, the whiffity. I did. But now I want to like quote it word for word because it was actually quite dope. But there was 2 things I read. If you want, read, this is not plug, but I mean, read the book Ego is the Enemy. It's quite a good book. Teach you a lot. But, in terms of life and just everything, where is it? Yeah, it says, do your work, do it well, then let go and let God. That's all there needs to be.
Okay.
So it's like, in this life, like I know a lot of us want to be someone or be somewhere, but I feel like if you just do the work,
Yeah.
do what you need to do and do it to
Do
the
the
best of your
genuine
ability.
work.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
just do it to the best of your ability. Then let go and just, just do what you have to do. It will be all good.
That's
And
inspiration. I love it.
yeah. And it says, you know what is the better response to an attack or a slight or something you don't like? Love. That's right, love. For the neighbour that won't turn down the music, the parent who let you down, the bureaucrat, all those things, the bastard who cheated on you, just show them love, like everything. So I think those 2 things are what I want to tell the people them. And then big up yourself, man. Don't talk them man and put on roadside productions. But yeah, man, that's from me.
Thank you.
I mean, that was beautiful, baby.
Yeah,
no,
man.
it was.
I don't have no top that.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
funny because
guys.
I always say this thing, and I'm always like, if you ever have a mic to tell the whole world something, what would your message be? And I always just say, Jesus loves you.
Jesus loves
so
you,
I
innit?
think that's what
Jesus
I'm going to
loves
say.
you.
Jesus loves you.
Aw.
Oh my gosh. Pressure. I don't know, Rah. I don't even know. Like, you just actually just like,
Okay.
yeah, literally just hit the nail on his head, and I don't think there's actually anything else to actually, I think it's literally mic drop.
Like, literally.
All right, we out.
Nubian Incognito.